So am I looking for taggers? No, I'm not looking for taggers. I don't care what people write their name on. Now, if you write your name on something very high and you fall off, then I might care. But while I'm working, I don't care what you write your name on. I'm not looking for taggers. I'm looking for a story. What's up, New Zealand?
Engine 66, 111, difficulty breathing, 66 history, 2368 New York Drive, Sandhurst Avenue.
The place where I'm sitting hates my scanners. So you gotta learn to take the good with the bad. I got a great view, but I can't hear anything. Which means I have to turn everything down, which is great for me and you. Because now I can, well, talk to you a little more. Maybe, we'll see. I can hear fire, but man, dude, this... I hate it. It's disgusting. What's up, everybody? How are you? Thanks for watching me watch a train.
Rescue 58, engine 58, disco restoration, 5015 South Beverly Drive.
9456 East Los Angeles Street, Clark Avenue.
UK calling, do you copy?
Quint 3, squad
Red
15,
5 copies.
3 history, 464, in the 3/4, Bonnie Beach Place, Langford Street, back house, top apartment.
Jump on the train. No, that was the old days. That was back in the 90s, in the early 2000s. Check out a video called Crazy White Boys. You might see some familiar faces. And if you don't see familiar faces, that's because that face was behind the camera. But I was in front of it for a few things. Scott, do you know if the Malibu RV park survived? I do not know. When I passed by it, I think, are you talking about, wait, the RV park? Is that the same as the mobile? I know the mobile home park is sitting right next to the 76 gas station. Last I saw, everything there was fine, but that was last I saw. That doesn't mean anything.
Fire department.
Now it'd be easy to jump on the train. It just stopped. The fires are still going. I have one guy there now. They're not crazy. I learned that there's 0 reception for you guys, and I'm getting a late start, so there's no reason for me to go there at this time. If I'm gonna do a morning feed, I wanna be there at nighttime and I already have fed by now. Good morning from the south side. What's up, south side Chicago? Yeah, the fires are crazy. A lot of people lost their homes, and a lot of people are not caring because those people have money. Not everybody there has money, and the people that do have money, don't hate on them for earning it. Don't hate on them for making it. Yeah, they're gonna sit in a nice hotel while their stuff gets fixed, but they lost stuff. Like, they lost personal items. And then there's a lot of people that don't have money that found personal items and lost personal items, and it just sucks all around. A lot of haters out there. It's really crazy. My car. When did I go, guys? What's today? Today's Monday. When did I go? Friday night. I went Friday night, so that's Saturday, Sunday. 48 hours later, and car wash. My car still stinks like a fire. My house still stinks like a fire. Because the stuff I took everything off in the garage, but the smell still made its way, like in my hair. I had black boogers for like 2-3 days, or 2 days, I guess. We're coming on the 3rd.
Rescue 5, typical.
North Gertruda, 545 North Gertruda, cross at North Catalina. Flames seen behind one of the block walls near the fuel station, possibly near a transformer or close by.
It's a good story. The problem is we are in downtown Los Angeles, as you can see. And that call is in Redondo Beach, South Bay. It's a good 15-minute drive, and that's going kind of fast. 20 minutes normal, an hour if traffic. I may be like, no, I'm on the... Yeah, it's gonna take a minute to get there. Plus, it's only a call out so far. Yes, my family is okay, Jamie. Thank you so much. We were not near the fires, but my family was worried about me going there, because as soon as I got there, I did lose the feed, and so I had some family members watching that were concerned, and then everything's okay. But yeah, no, we're cool. Out there still going on, and there's a lot of destruction out there, man. How long is I on Pepperdine? You could actually see it on the last feed I did. That's about as long as I was there. It kind of takes place in real time. I'd say 20 minutes maybe. You can also see the footage that I shot from my news camera. It's posted on here. I think it's the Woolsey fire, night 2, I believe, and you'll see it on there. It says Malibu, Agora Hills, Pepperdine.
First place in Western, between Western and Norman.
I got on it when you got into it with security. All right, so it's a dumpster fire in Redondo Beach. Nothing for us. Yeah, the security situation, I probably could have handled it better, but I handled it the way I did, and it is what it is. It's tough, man. They have a job to do, but at the same time, they see me and they wanna do their job all of a sudden. It's like you have so many kids to take care of, and you're worried about the media who knows exactly what they're doing. There's rules and laws, guys. And it sucks because you have to decipher what's going on. Those guys were going by the rules. I was going by the law. Sometimes their rules aren't the law, but they enforce them, and then the law has to take place. Like, the law told me what's up. You'll see it in the video. The law says, hey, they can arrest you if they want to, but and at that point, the sheriff officer that was being really cool to me, I didn't want to have him have his job be harder because of me. Like, he was being cool. I didn't care about the security guards. Security guards approached me as they were rude when they approached me. So I was rude right back and just stating the facts, and I'm allowed to be there. It's a natural disaster. Those guys can't stop us, me, you, from filming a natural disaster if you have credentials. I say you don't need credentials to shoot a fire, but there's a difference between a brush fire and a house fire when it comes to the law and the rules and Penal Code 409.5. So and sometimes the rules and the laws go hand in hand, and sometimes they don't. So I saw there was a guy that you guys couldn't see. He rolled up to me, he had his breathing mask on and stared at me, and he just stared at me and he's like, "Ask next time." And I was like, "Who are you?" And then he like hurries up, unbuckles his thing, gets out of his car, and I'm like, "I'm not scared of you." And then he looks at me, "I'm the chief of police," which is odd because the area is sheriffs. So I'm guessing he was the school chief of police, and he just kept yelling, ass next to him. I'm like, your guard let me in the gate. I went in the gate. I'm good. I'm allowed to be here. That same guy, I saw him on the news up in a Channel 2 cameraman's face like this. They were going breath to breath and just going at it. And I saw that. I'm like, oh, that guy's having a hard day. Those guys, Pepperdine security was under scrutiny because they put all their kids in a cafeteria. And they didn't let them evacuate. They said later they did let them leave if they wanted, but talking to the kids, that's not what happened. Those kids were all in a cafeteria, huddled together, and if something happened, there would have been a lot of problems with that cafeteria. But security just felt like they needed to do something, and I was the something they needed to do. But it all worked out. I got some hits. My competition got some hits. Competition did shoot it better than I at Pepperdine. I'll actually take that back. They got some. They got two cool things. If you guys saw the tornado on the coast from KCET, that was also from and with Anthony from On Scene. Great shit, great stuff. Excuse my language. And then he got some great stuff at Pepperdine on the tripod. I did not. I was worried about you guys. I wasn't worried about doing my job because I already had great stuff before Pepperdine that knew was going to get me the hits. So I wasn't concentrating on Pepperdine. But after seeing his footage, he had some great tripod stuff with the buildings in the background and. Or the fire in the background, the buildings in the foreground. And if you guys don't know Anthony, Anthony's come across here a couple times. Anthony and I are, we have a connection. I do this a lot. I do the Russell Peters thing a lot. We have it's only because you guys can see it. If I do it over here, you can't. But Anthony and I have a connection. The people that taught us, taught each other kind of thing. And we're from two different generations, but yet we're doing the same thing. And I have a lot of respect for Anthony. Yes, he works for On Scene. And then what else? What I got into the security. The footage was writing words. Which video is this? I don't know, JJ. Which video are you talking about? I gotta love when people go too big for the bridges. There's two videos that I'm kind of talking about. I'm talking about the, I guess it's 17.3. I did renumber some stuff. So you'll see me here talking about numbers, and then you'll go back, and it might not make sense on any. Live stream before this, but on this particular live stream, everything from here should make sense. So 17.3, I get into it with security at the end, and then also on the same channel, you'll see it. It's Woolsey. My mouth don't work sometimes. Night 2, I believe, and it'll say Pepperdine on there. The footage ends with Pepperdine, but it starts off with a big house fire. Speaking of house fires, Kyle got some stuff last night. Kyle got the ex-wife of Kelsey Grammer. Camille Grammer, the Beverly Hills housewife lady. Her house burned down. Kyle got that. Kyle also got a 20,000 square foot home that burned down. Kyle did well yesterday. And we're in downtown right now, waiting for a story that is not a fire. What's up, San Marcos? All is going well. Thank you, PRW by K Yank. Yeah, the fire NATO was dope. Yeah, I don't know if Anthony got that or if he had PBS with him. There was a PBS, I don't know if they're a documentary crew, but there's a PBS crew that was with Anthony. Anthony's the one that's in the black Charger, and you'll see him also in the security Pepperdine University incident. They were on the coast when Fire NATO came ripping through, and the KCET stuff I've seen everywhere. That pretty much went viral. And then Anthony stuff, I don't know if that was Anthony who was actually filming it or if it was the KCET people, but I'm sure I'll get a text here in a bit from somebody telling me the exact story. But either way, it was great footage. Great footage. You got to give credit where credit is due. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater when it comes to great footage. Well, I'm not a hater, period. But when it comes to great footage, I love it, man. You got to give credit where credit is due. And credit is dude right there. Good morning, turd cannon. Do you guys happen to get the flipped over teasers about Sunday morning? Nope, did not. Maybe, shit, I don't know. Ooh, God, I gotta watch my language. Maybe, shoot, I don't know. Oh, Steve Osborne. It's a little early in the morning here in America, but in other places it's not. Everybody drink. All right, so let me see what has come through the pipes for Loud Labs news in the past 24. Harbor City shooting, San Pedro shooting, and those were last night. The Malibu fire during the day, the Malibu fire from yesterday morning, Grass, Camille, Woodley's, nope, nothing on the 405 that I'm aware of. No, negative. $12:39 in New Zealand. What's up, New Zealand? And what's up, Oz? Aussie. 6:40 in Detroit. It's time to wake up and start your day, Jamie. It's Monday. Happy Veterans Day holiday today. Happy Veterans Day yesterday. Thank you to all that has served and all that is serving to make people like me able to do things like this. Dude, I hate those noises. Killing me. Shut up. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna have to go soon because it's really quiet. And that's because this area doesn't like my scanners. Are the horses off the beach that were tied to the lifeguard stands? I'm not sure. I'm not there now. I do not know. I know that there's been all kinds of animal rescues going on, and there's been all kinds of celebrities talking about animal rescues and getting involved. The biggest involvement right now is Stanley the giraffe. And it's funny because I just recently heard about Stanley the giraffe from a Joe Rogan podcast talking to Kelly Slater. Kelly Slater was talking about how he has a buddy in Malibu that has a giraffe and at a winery, and Joe Rogan was tripping out about it. And then like 2-3 weeks later, all of a sudden Stanley is the spokesperson for this fire. He's safe, yes. Was he evacuated? There were a little bit of lies about that. And even some people were like, hey man, don't give these people a hard time. They're trying their best. And then all of a sudden people found out those people lied. Apparently the winery lied about moving their exotic animals. And you'll see it online that the fire literally came that close to Stanley's fence that he was kept at. But it's a crazy situation out there. Crazy situation. Is a new episode of Shot in the Dark coming out soon? Ooh, Stephen Osborne. Drink. Nothing confirmed right now. No.
Hydrant at Fanning and R just open, so we were able to shut it down.
That's way too far, and it's already off.
Third hydrant at Avalon.
How many relatives did I have in World War I?
We just shut that one down also.
I don't know. Hold on, I need my phone. I know my uncle was in Vietnam, and I think my grandpa was in World War II. I want to say my grandpa was in World War II. I don't think he was in WW1. I know he's in WW2. Right? Does that make sense?
Just opened for DWP.
Right. My dad was born in the 40s. I
Last
think
two were just open.
I should know these things. I really should.
The first one was open, but we were unable to shut it down all the way. Probably needs a new packing seal. That was one at Banning. DWP's response just for a leaking hydrant.
Hold on, guys. There may or may not be something we care about.
Banning Lomita.
And it's not something we care about. It's too far.
Okay, good to know. No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was World War II. I wasn't checking that out right now, but the story is, I think my grandpa left with one child, came home twice on leave, and each time there was a baby involved. And by the time it was done, had 3 boys. One of them, which was my dad. I think that's how it went. I think he started with 1. Yeah, I think that makes sense because I'm trying to do. I'm no good at math, you know, but I'm trying to do some math in my head about wars and things and history and crap, and not fun at 3:45 in the morning trying to remember American history and family history all at once. But I'm pretty sure he left with Uncle Eddie in the oven, came back on leave, put another one in the oven, my dad, and then went back, fought the Nazis, and then came back and put another one, my Uncle Jerry, and then went back and fought the Nazis, and also fought other army men. My grandfather was a boxer in the Marines, in the Army.
We've got a 4th hydrant opened. We're shutting it down.
A 4th hydrant open. Somebody's going around opening fire hydrants in the harbor. He even was mad about it. A firefighter's mad that somebody's doing fire hydrants. Anyways, my grandfather was a boxer in the Army, not the kind of guy that just did, like, you know, felony fights or fight club in the middle. He actually was a boxer. And no, I don't know how to box. That's why I move like this. My dad taught me how to throw a couple punches, things like that. But boxing is not my skill. Did you do World War I? Yeah, I would definitely say World War II. But he never lost a fight in his weight class. Never lost a fight in his boxing career in the Army. How accurate was the movie Jake Gyllenhaal to the real side of being streakers? I'm not a streaker. I'm a stringer. It's pretty close except for the obvious Hollywood embellishments. It's pretty spot on for the most part, kinda. The work aspect of it was you don't get to negotiate. That was crazy. We don't get to negotiate prices unless it's a national story to the national outlets. We're going streaking. You're my boy, Blue. Blue, you're my boy. Got it.
Metro from Rescue 62. Do we have LAPD coming to this incident?
Uh-oh, LAPD. Why you want to go to that incident? Why you want to go there? Why you want to go there? Why you want to go there?
Rescue 62, roger. LAPD was notified.
My buddy lives in the same apartment complex that Joe character lived in for that movie. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. I had 7. They all came home through. Oh man, you know a lot of your family history. That's awesome. My dad, he went into the Air Force and he lasted 2 weeks and they threw him out because of his bad knees, and he had bad knees because of high school football. So my dad had a two-week stint in the Air Force. Uncle Eddie, I don't know if he was actually in the service. I know he worked for the government during the Cold War. He was an engineer, helped create satellites that were put over Russia to protect us. I do know that, but I don't know if he was actually in the service. My Uncle Jerry, on the other hand, he was in the service. He went to Vietnam. He came back and did not talk about it and will not talk about it. Now that he's older, he may or may not, but Jerry doesn't like to talk about it. Although my cousin wants to have him talk about it. My cousin's a 2-time Emmy award-winning producer. She was working with Entertainment Tonight, I think, when she got those awards, or no? Right now she's working with Crime Watch Daily. But she wants to talk to him about his stories before he's gone, but he didn't want to talk about things, so obviously he did some things. And then he came back and worked for the government and did some things, and that's about all I can say about that. He is retired, but he did some things that are still confidential. No, not Uncle Eddie from the National Lampoon's movie. Uncle Eddie from my life. I got an Uncle Jerry and an Uncle Eddie. Uncle Eddie's a black belt. That's what I knew about Uncle Eddie growing up. That guy was always coming in with stories, and then his daughter was coming in with beat up hands and stuff from doing things, and I think it was karate actually at the time.
West 83 District.
Uncle Eddie's a smart man.
2018
As is Uncle Jerry.
Drive, Latrina Drive. Engine 24, entry
History
37
with Scott.
703 East Palmdale Boulevard, North Sierra Highway, at the 7-Eleven.
All right, come on, guys. I want a story. Something cool. Vehicle fire. That would be fun too. Boom, boom, boom. Let's find us a story where we can see. I hate these scanners.
27 Fire Department requesting a backup 110 Navy Street, 110 Navy Street. 4415 man, it's supposed to be 0417 1412.
Ugh. Nope, I've never heard of Treehouse Press. Good morning, Olympia, Washington. Well, thank you, Eric. I will stay safe. You had a friend who had no issues talking about. I don't think it was issues. I think he was doing us a favor because we were young, and doing us a favor. I think he did things that just you don't talk about. You know what I mean? You catch my drift? It had nothing to do with, like, you know, post-traumatic PTSD. It had nothing to do with that, and I don't even think that's what it was called back then. But it wasn't like flashbacks and noises ruined him or anything. No. He just didn't talk about it for the sake of our ears. Those are things you don't need to hear, I think was the kind of thing he was talking about. But it is really interesting, man. I do want to hear the stories as I get older. I also want to hear my grandma's stories. My grandma, and we're talking about different sides of the family here. The grandma on my mom's side, chicken microwave Nancy, otherwise maybe it'd be your next story. It was called both my grandparents. I exist because of that war, World War II. Both my grandparents fled Nazi Germany, and they didn't know each other, but then they met here at Temple. So we're gonna talk about the Jews. Let's talk about the Jews. No, so they met here at Temple, and then they had my mama. So then my mama met my dad, and as a white Jewish girl brings home a Mexican Spanish guy, she probably got in a little bit of trouble from my grandfather, but it is what it is. So I was born to a Jewish mother with a Catholic dad, and I went to Christian schools. I got some religion we can talk about. So now that we're talking about the Jews, does it make sense now that I own a business and I have a bunch of people working for me? I got a little bit of that's going on. And Judaism is a religion. It's not a nationality. A lot of people don't know that. Well, hello, thank you. But yeah, it's a nationality. It's not a nationality. It's a religion. And then, on the Jew note, if you're gonna have somebody take care of your money, there's nobody better than your Jewish mother. That's who runs my business. That's who takes care of the dollars. And then my aunt, Mike's mom, she collects. I got 2 Jews running the books. Oh, you went to school there. Right on, AJ. So yeah, when it comes to religion, I got a lot going on in here. Like I said, born to a Jewish mother. So therefore, I'm considered Jewish. But I'm only Jewish. Like, I'm actually, if you're gonna talk about stuff, I'm only Jewish because that's the rules that were written before I was born. Well, there was also a rule written before I was born that says that I'm American. But that's only like a 240-something year rule, where the one that says I'm Jewish is a lot older than that. So I'm more Jewish than I am American on paper, or by the rules that were written before I was born. So, am I Jewish? No. If I'm gonna claim one, I'm gonna claim Christianity. Those were the stories that I was told and the magic tricks that I learned about. Yeah, I said magic tricks. But when it comes to religion, it doesn't hurt to believe. It only hurts not to believe if it's real. Do you practice either, or did you go one way? I went to Christian schools from kindergarten to 3rd grade. So like I said, those are the stories that I was told and learned, and verses I learned and memorized and things like that. So when you're that age, there's a lot of things that are very influential. So from kindergarten to 3rd grade, I had Christianity, not forced down my throat, but I went to Christian schools. So that's what I learned. My dad converted from Catholic to Christianity, which is basically the same thing, but it's not. And then my mom is practiced. Well, I don't know if she practices anymore. She doesn't go to temple, but she's Jewish. Uh-oh, somebody retracted. Were you saying something mean, Hugh Ho? Glad I didn't miss anything. Just join. Nope, you didn't miss anything. We're just talking Jew talk. We're just talking Jew talk. I am a mixed tostada, absolutely. And then there's my son. My son has all those things I just talked about, and then his mom is Portuguese and Irish. That's where he gets his red hair, right? People say he gets his red hair from my my Mexican side, but I'm saying he gets his red hair from, I don't know. He's gotta have a similar background. My very white Jehovah's Witness mama married and had kids with a Mexican man, but got kicked out of her church. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Good day from the land down under. What's up, John? So yeah, it's a mixed bag going on in here. That's awesome. Rotten, but and all your kids have red hair, dude. I don't know where my wife is blue-eyed, brown, black, or blonde hair, depending on the season. And we thought for sure my kid was gonna come out looking like Archer. That's what we thought. We thought for sure he was gonna be this. He's gonna look like Archer. He didn't. And one of the very first things I said when he was born, I was in the room. I stayed behind, not in front. I'm a very visual person. I don't need to see things that I will remember forever. So I didn't want to see that. So I stood in a certain way. And the very first thing I saw, I'm like, I see his head. He has brown hair. And that was the first thing I said when I saw my son. I see his head. He has brown hair. And I couldn't believe it. And that brown turned to red. And right now I have a redhead, but not the kind of redhead that can't go in the sun, like the Brits. Yeah, those are the kind of redheads that can't go in the sun. Otherwise they'll melt, or not melt. They'll burn. That's right. They'll burn away. They'll disappear. But I have the kind of redhead where if you throw him out in the sun, he bronzes. He bronzes up. So he got the cool olive skin, but dude, he was translucent when he was born. He was see-through, which is crazy. Crazy. All right, stories, where you at? I missed that part. You said you're also Mexican. Yeah, quarter Mexican, quarter Spanish, half German. All Scott. No, I didn't comment on the bad stuff. I messed up my sentence. Oh. That sucks, dude. I don't want to hear that, but I want to go back and read your previous, if you wrote one. That sucks, dude. Are you good now? Ho? I know, sorry. Don't forget Jew. Jew's not a nationality, it's a religion. Ugh. Your sister has red hair? Well, right on. Celebrity houses. Yes, a lot of celebrity houses got burned. We got Camille Grammer's. I know Fred Durst's house burned from Limp Bizkit. Gerard Butler's house. Caitlyn Jenner. Who else? At least 4 that I'm aware of. Robin Thicke. That sucks. I mean, it all sucks. The redhead kids, they don't burn, right? Like, they don't have, it's not the kind of redhead that has freckles. If you're a redhead that has freckles, you need to stay out of the sun. But if you're a redhead that all of a sudden your skin turns gold, you're good in the sun. Kim Kardashian, nah, her house didn't burn down. She had, her area was evacuated, but I don't think her house burned down. Yep, Jenner's house burned. And no, it wasn't an act of God. Don't be rude, don't be mean. There's no reason for that here. God had nothing to do with what she did to herself. God may have had something to do with how she started, but not how it ended. Miley lost her home? Oh, that sucks. Most of these people that lost their home, it's not their only home. But if it's their actual live-in home, they lost a lot of memories. They lost a lot of things that can't be replaced. Obviously, your cars and books and tables and things can be replaced, but there's some things that just can't. Most pictures nowadays are digital pictures, so you have a copy of all those. But people lost some things, man. Sucks. Yep, now you're homeless. You were homeless in Vietnam. You were homeless in Vietnam and you're homeless now? Have you been homeless the whole time? I'm sorry, man. Do you live here in LA?
Engine 182, squad 183, rescue 182 Detroit, 2021 Northtown Avenue.
Right on. You have a friend fighting the fires as we speak. Right on. Is he up north? You live in OC. Well, I'm glad that I can entertain you in any way. You know, you seem to watch us here, so hopefully I can entertain you. And if I ever do a live thing in OC, make sure you come on. I'll come by, bring you some food. If you're cold, I'll bring you some. I got plenty of freaking clothes I don't wear anymore, and I always just drop them off. I don't take my stuff to Goodwill. I just take my stuff to downtown. I know different places where if I just put the bag there, it'll get used best. So maybe I'll go to OC tomorrow, Ho. Maybe I'll go to OC, and if you promise not to rob me or hurt me, maybe we could link up and I can hook you up a little bit. Oh, wait. You live in an apartment now and you're safe. Oh, sweet. Right on. Yay! Yay! Just like that. He's already better. Wouldn't you bother OC Hawk? What do you mean by bother? Anybody can string wherever they want. Josh. What about it? How are the fires going? They're still going. What about competition? Who's A&G News? A stringer company. Some dude that I trained. He knew a little bit. Then he joined me. I trained him. Our personalities clashed. And he's doing his own thing now.
Engine squad 41, 6 AOS, 11740.
And just so we're clear, on the A&G News, he took that hashtag from me. I was going to start putting hashtag LOUDLABS. I talked to him about it when he was working with me, and then I just decided not to. And by putting hashtag LOUDLABS, it under you. It makes you lower. Like by doing hashtag A&G. Yeah, I get what he's doing. Millennials, he's trying to make it, you know, young. But think bigger than young. If you just put your name up there, the hashtag follows. You put the hashtag up there, you limit yourself to what people think you are. They think you're just some internet company. So just be one company and then have the hashtags under it. The name of your company is bigger than a hashtag. You're bigger than social media. Well, not you per se, but I'm saying your company in a whole. I had like 3 conversations right there I was talking to. Just wondering if OC Hawk would be pissed. Probably, I don't know, I don't care. Do you have anyone working out in Louisiana? I do not have anyone in Louisiana right now. Who's OC Hawk? OC Hawk, why not OC Eagle? I don't know. OC Hawk's a stringer company, owned by a kid named Anthony. Anthony came right out of high school and started stringing. And then he's acquired a few guys along the way, and he's doing okay for himself. Hey Scott, what up from Diaz and McGee? What up, Diaz and McGee? So we've been sitting here 40 minutes doing nothing. No, I'm not in Lincoln Heights. You want to be part of our team? Everyone's part of our team. How many stringers are there in LA? Well, each decade. For the past few decades, only a handful showed up. But over the past, I'd say 5 years now, 2 years, a whole bunch. It used to be a secret society. It used to be a secret society to where nobody knew that this job existed. You know, one of the reasons why I used to get mad at Zach is because there's a difference between talking shit about someone or talking shit about someone's job or career. It's like one thing, like I can say Zach is this to my friends, but if I say Zach is this to like a police officer or a firefighter, that's different. So Zach was going around saying that I give stringers a bad name. It's to the point where I gave stringers a name. People were very mad at us in 2007, 2008 for showing the job on True TV. And because of that, people started to know about stringers. And then Nightcrawler. And then Shot in the Dark. So it's like, do I give stringers a bad name? I gave stringers a name. And now, it's just the way that I went about things and the way he went about things. We were completely different. But I'm in the streets now. He's not. Why the name LOUDLABS? Well, the name LOUDLABS is from a story back in the 90s. My buddy Todd was doing, my buddy Todd's an artist under that name. He's a street artist, goes by the name LOUDLABS. And when I stopped working with RMG and started my own company, I was helping Todd a lot, do some stuff in the streets, and I thought it would be cool to put the name on TV. So basically, because I wanted to tag the TV, like the guys right here. See those people? Write their names right there on the cement. Well, I was able to write my name on TV. Oh, I gotta pick my nose, guys. Sorry. Back when you first started stringing, how much did a video go for? If you don't mind the question, I do mind. Have you ever done a First Amendment audit? I don't believe so. Yeah, no, on YouTube, just started watching on Netflix. I recognize it from the seeing the videos here. Right on. Ash, check out Stringers LA if you've seen all the Netflix stuff. We'll call it the prequel. Found out that was before anybody Shot in the Dark. Right on. Who are the twins with? They're with RMG. Yep. RMG News. Racebrook Media Group.
130 East Coast Avenue, Gary Avenue, Media Group.
I think it's pretty racist, so thank you for that. I spent most of my life believing that news stations actually got the foot in themselves. Well, read my previous comment about PSD, and I'd like your opinion. Uh-oh. My opinion is not one you want.
For transportation?
See? Now you're making me read it twice. Now I have to find you. That's 3 times you've said that, Steven. How about you just post it again instead of me going back and you read your previous comment, because your previous comment is basically your previous comment. All right, PTs, for example, military, firefighters, marine drama, and they've seen it. Is it hard? Not to, since it's everyday life. All right, there's for me, it's you know, I've said it before and I've said it again. When I'm sitting in this car, I turn off my feelings. I don't have any feelings, so I kind of come off as a jerk. I kind of come off as rude. I kind of come off as mean. Maybe I'm like that when I'm not working too, but when I'm working, I'm definitely, it's a quality that I've acquired. I turn my feelings off. I have no feelings. What he said, he shuts them off. When I'm out of this car and not listening to this, I have a bunch of feelings. And you also have to understand, man, no matter how hard my day is, no matter how hard my life is, I sit in this car, my problems go away. I'm listening to other people's problems. I'm listening to the worst problems of their life. I'm listening to the worst day of their life go down. And I'm a part of it, documenting it. So I shut it off. And then I turn it back on when I turn these things off. It's kind of weird. Almost 19 years. And I think I started turning it off probably right after, I don't know, when I started working at night. I think during the day I was just young and happy to be involved. And so it really didn't get to me. I was just happy that they put my stuff on TV, man. I was happy to make a living with a camera. I literally make money by hitting record. Most of you people hit record every day on your phones. Imagine if you can make money at it. I just happen to, I guess we can do that right now. We can get into a little bit of a, you have to do. We can get a little bit of why Scott became a cameraman. Let me drink my happy juice. Hold on. Do you remember an incident involving who's that fell into Las Vegas? No, maybe I don't. I'm just watching. All right, so I've always been into photography. Still, my grandfather was a great photographer. My uncle liked to take pictures. My mom always took pictures of me. There's so many stupid pictures of me sitting in a tree like this, growing up in different Hawaiian shirts and different. My mom, for some reason, my mom loved putting me in trees. Put me in trees to take pictures. It was great. So I always had stills around. So I played with her still camera. And then in the late 80s, my friend's parents had VHS cameras. You know, I'd play with that. And then I didn't get real serious until about the 90s. Started snowboarding in 91. And then I grabbed me a video called Creatures of Habit 2. Creatures of Habit 2 was by John Freeman and Dana Nicholson. Dana Nicholson? Creatures of Habit 2 was obviously not the first video, but Creatures of Habit 2 was much more popular than number 1, but then it made number 1 popular. Kind of like Nirvana's first album. Nirvana's first album did not get popular until their second album. Same with Offspring. Both Nirvana and Offspring had great first albums that nobody knew about until their second album came out, got popular, and then everybody went back and watched or listened to those and made those things popular. Hold on. What is that? All right. So watching snowboarding videos on VHS and watched Creatures of Habit 2 over and over and over and over and over again. So my first thought was, I'm gonna be a pro snowboarder. That's what I'm gonna do. And then I went snowboarding, and I'm not a pro snowboarder. I can ride very aggressively, and I'll beat most of you down the mountain. But I wasn't a spinner. I like to huck myself, but I took a camera. So I told myself, all right, I'm gonna pick up a camera. No, hold on. So anyways, snowboarding, think I'm gonna be a professional snowboarder. We take my buddy Kurt, who's on the wheelie trip. Him and I, my very first year of snowboarding, I learned how to snowboard at night on ice. I went 4 times my first year, mountain high on ice. So it took a while to figure it out. Well, I mean, you learn. It didn't take a while to figure it out. You learn on ice real quick because you don't want to fall. So my second year watching snowboarding, getting better at it. Still want to be a pro, and I'm like, this ain't gonna happen. But maybe what I can do is I can film the guy snowboarding. I can snowboard pretty good, and I like, holding the camera. So maybe I can, record professional snowboarders. So Kurt, who I was recording a lot at the time, Kurt's always been, it's Pursuit in Torrance, but that's real far away. So let's see how long it lasts. Let's listen to it. At that time I was doing a lot of photography and filming of Kurt. Kurt had his his wheelie thing going on at the time. He had his parents' VHS. We went snowboarding. I took the camera there twice. And then the third time I said no. I enjoy snowboarding so much, I don't want to get down on my knees and have to record somebody. I don't want to have to stop to record somebody. I don't want to have to grab a camera and record and go, here, your turn. I'm having way too much fun. I strap in and go. Footbell. See, glad we didn't go. So footbell. So go. Like I said, very aggressive snowboarder. So I wasn't stopping to record. So that went out the window real quick of me being a professional cameraman recording snowboarding. So still kept watching those videos. Still kept filming my friends. Went on the wheelie trip in '99. Had a lot of my footage go national, worldwide. That Christmas, got me a nice camera. By April of '00, I found stringing. Here we are. You tried to be like Steve-O? I tackled Steve-O on stage. He was doing a live show in Las Vegas. It's in Crazy White Boys. I'll try to find the clip and throw it up if I can. But yeah, I tackled him. Ooh. Actually, guys, we are that's not too far from here. There's a vehicle fire not too far from here. Let me find it real quick, and maybe we'll go see a vehicle fire. Oh, it's gonna be way up in there though. That's too far from us, guys. Where are we? We're there? Yeah, it's too far from us. Vehicle fires get put out quick. Son of a biscuit. But yeah, it's funny too, because I've met Steve-O after that a few times, and he's sober now, and I brought it up to him once, and he's like, don't remember. And it's only because he did so many live shows, and a lot of them he wasn't sober and he doesn't remember. Why do people run from the police? It never ends well, because they don't want to get caught. That's why. Bam, bam, bam. Go. Actually, Rooster, it does work sometimes. Believe it or not, a lot of people, it's not that they get away, it's sheriffs and LAPD have they've changed their pursuit policy a lot since I've started the job. Private police agencies like Pasadena Police or Downey Police or Long Beach Police, city-owned police departments have different pursuit policies. If they get behind you, they're not going to let you go. But sheriffs and LAPD, their pursuits have been involved in so many incidents where innocent people die. They have criteria on if they continue or not. So a lot of times you'll hear the watch commander go 1022 the pursuit. And if you run a red light and sheriffs start to chase you, well, I don't want to give this away, but they have different pursuit policies. So it depends on what happens. A lot of times it'll get shut down within the first 30 seconds to a minute, and then they get away. But when you see one on TV, by then it's lasted so long, they're not going to get away. And the ones you see on TV, I'd say 5% of them get away. There's times where they get away. I remember this one where the dude drove into the hills, and the helicopter couldn't chase him into the hills, and that guy froze his ass off all night. Yes, eventually their luck will run out. Oh, Josh. Oh, Josh. You are funny. Motorcycles get away, and they get away quick, and they get away quite often.
Metro Engine 202. We have LAPD for repair and natural. Engine 202, roger.
25 years of age, constituting complaining. He's been on both those things.
Engine 202, is this public view?
156051 Hollywood, Roger and Ari.
Metro 30 and 15, you're going to be tied up with that already. You're going to have to reassign that code 3 call.
Public view.
See if one of the units at Western and First Metro what is
202, that's affirmative. Middle of the street.
5 comes here for machine
Roger.
Broadway and 7th. MTA call back advice with 6-1.
I've already been on the fires, Josh. I got out late tonight, or yeah, I got out when did I get out? Probably about an hour ago. If you're gonna shoot morning news on a big story like that, it needs to be sent in way before that. So, one, I have a guy on the fire, and the fires have died down for the most part right now. They call it off because they put the public in danger, absolutely. But I did the fires. The previous live streams before this, 17.2 and 17.3 were all at the fires. My car still smells like a fire. And I got it washed today. Well, I got it washed Sunday. But it still smells. I love the smell, to be honest with you. And it looks like I'm the only one still out right now from us. The fire was covered earlier in the day and evening. I don't know if anyone's on it right now, but it's also not, oh, that's not good at all. It's also not, blowing up or anything right now. I just got an inflation notice on my vehicle. Hopefully I'm not getting a flat and it's just low. All right, so because my car looks so pretty right now, I'll show it to you. There she is. That's what she looks like. All nice and pretty. Yeah, she's nice. She's nice and clean right now. Which it doesn't happen too often these days. Where am I at? Near downtown Los Angeles, as you can see. Can we hear her with the lights running? Mark, that doesn't make any sense. Is that like reflector fluid? Do I get mistaken for Ellie? No. I mean, I don't know. No one walks up to me and says, "Hey man, I thought you were a cop. Hey, I thought you were a cop." So I don't know. People know who I is. Yes, cops and firefighters do know me now. It makes my job much easier. Much easier. And tow truck drivers. Cops, firefighters, and every tow truck driver in the country. They know who we are. What's the craziest time being arrested? Oh, that's not good. Bank robbery. That was probably the craziest one. Bank robbery, yeah. Bank robbery, that was a funny story because I know I didn't rob the bank, so I was having fun with it. Don't know if you answered this, but are you doing a season 2? Moreland, everyone. Thank Moreland. Drink up. How does it make my job easier? People are nicer to you when they know who you are. Dude, what's up with my... We got some bad... It's time to move anyways, right? Yeah. You arrested at a bank robbery? I absolutely was. I was arrested for bank robbery. It's a funny story. Obviously, I didn't rob a bank. And if I did, I'd still be in prison. But, yeah, dude, what's up with, It was early in my career, too. I was working during the day. I was a daytime stringer. It was on scene, was still just a regular old little peon stringer company that worked out of Long Beach during the day. They weren't the number ones that they used to be. It was just the dispatcher / the old owner, me and Brent. And I was at home doing a remodel at the house. Just had some lofts built in my bedroom, and I was staining a red ladder with stain. I wasn't painting a red. Let's go this way. Pretty view. I wasn't painting a red ladder. I was staining it. So I was on call that day. I was dispatched to a overturned semi on the 710 freeway near, I think, Delamo or something like that. And I went to it. No injuries, no big deal. And at that time, we used to have to drive to Culver City to feed our footage. So you had to like really think, is this a story that I want to go spend another hour or two? You know? Uh-oh. Now I have 2 low tires. Son of a biscuit. Anytime you got a story, you had to tell yourself if there was traffic. If there's traffic, you're going to be there a while. So you have to decide whether it's going to be a story that you want to go drive to or not. And it wasn't. And so as I get back in the car, I actually hear on the scanner myself. And at this time, I was still working in. I don't even have my first Crown Victoria yet. I'm still working in my Toyota Tacoma pre-runner truck with 1 scanner in it. And this is part of the story too. My truck had 1 scanner in it. And I also had, we'll get into that part of the story later. So I hear the bank robbery. The bank robbery is in La Mirada, Telegraph and Imperial. As you guys might have known, I have friends and family that live in that area, and I'm kind of from that area sometimes, depending on the weekend and what parent I'm with. So I know that area very well, and I know how to get there real quick. So I got there quick. And I get there, I get into the parking lot. They're circling. The helicopter's circling. I walk to the front of the bank, and the dye pack is on the ground with some dye around it. And I have to keep my eye on my tire pressure, because if it gets any lower, we're gonna have to drive home quick. Or just go put some air in it and drive home. But So I'm rolling around. I walk to the front and I see a backpack on the ground. I see a backpack on the ground, and the dye pack had exploded in the backpack. So I'm filming a backpack on the ground. There's red dye next to the backpack. I hit stop. I look down at my shoes. I have red dye on my shoes. Remember I said I was dyeing a red ladder before I went to the rollover crash? So I look down, I have red dye on my shoes. I also have some red dye on my arms. So now they've closed the parking lot down, and they are checking every car at gunpoint. Or I guess this is how you do it. But checking every car. They're checking every car at gunpoint. The trunks, the front seats, the back seats, under everything. So now it's over. So I'm like, oh, well, they're not, it's been a while. I've been here a while. It's time to go. So I get into my car, I get into my truck. And while I'm in my truck, do I want to go this way? I do. I want to be close to a freeway. I get in my truck, I grab my ID, and I have to hand my ID over to the deputy as I leave the parking lot. As soon as I hand my ID over, 9 guns in my face. Get out, get out, get out. Get on the ground, hands on your head. So at that point, you can't explain yourself. You're not gonna calmly tell those officers or deputies, no, it's good, guys, I was at home dyeing a ladder. So I'm on the ground, I get in handcuffs, and this is more fun. So I had just recently went to the Goodwill. I know I told you guys I don't go to the Goodwill, but you also have to understand this was in the year 2000, so this is 18 years ago, and I hadn't worked at night and hadn't seen the things I'd seen, and anyways, I was taking my extra stuff to Goodwill at the time. Now I take it to Skid Row. But anyways, I went to Goodwill that day. Goodwill took everything, but they didn't want my hats. I had about a dozen old hats that I was done. As you can tell, I wear hats. I've been wearing hats forever. It's a fashion thing since the 90s. So actually I used to wear it in the 80s too, but I used to wear it backwards, like barely on my head, just so it was just like hanging there. So stupid. But anyways, so I had I had about a dozen hats in the car. Well, the suspect was wearing a red hat. So I had a red hat in the car. I had a scanner in the car, and this was new in my career. So all my frequencies at the time were just written down on a piece of paper. Do you see how this is looking? The detectives thought we got him. So after finding the hat, the scanner, the dye on me, the dye on my shoes, they arrest me. They take me to, was it Norwalk? Norwalk, they take me to Norwalk Sheriff's, no, Lakewood. Norwalk, I thought Lakewood. Norwalk, yeah, because I have a video coming out, real funny. So they take me to Norwalk Station and proceed to arrest me. I get fingerprinted. I call my boss. My boss is like, well, I'm glad you're safe. As in, we were worried about you. We didn't know what happened. And he didn't bail me out. And I said, that's fine because I know I didn't do it. Let's give some time. So now the FBI comes and I have a conversation with the FBI, which is funny because that was my second conversation in a month with the FBI. But the first one I later found out was fake. Some fake FBI agent came to my house. It was a private investigator who faked being the FBI to talk to me and Todd about the neighbor. But anyways, that's a different story. And I found out he was the FBI agent because the FBI agent that I was talking to was black. And I go, this is the second time that I talked to the FBI in a month. And he's like, oh, who'd you speak to? I go, I don't know, but to be honest, it was just another black dude. And he goes, I'm the only black guy in this area. So I found out that that FBI thing was fake. So anyways, no, my boss didn't back me up, and it had nothing to do with that. It's like, I told him, look, I didn't do it, so there's no reason to bail me out. So the FBI comes in, they're asking me all kinds of questions, and they're asking me all kinds of questions. And at that time, I had a girlfriend who went to USC. So they're like, oh, there it is. You need tuition money. You're robbing the bank because you need tuition for your girlfriend. And I was like, no, I don't. That's not. No. And so we went back and forth. I went back and forth with the FBI for about 15, 20 minutes. And at some point, the FBI is like, look, Scott, we have, and at this point, no, I didn't need a lawyer because I was innocent. So they said, hey, look, Scott, we have the money. It has fingerprints on it. And I was like, sweet. I was like, all right, cool. Can I go home now? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you'll see my fingerprints aren't on those. Let me know when I can go home. And then I just stopped talking because I was pissed. I got pissed because they were accusing me and charging me of a bunch of shit that I didn't do. But I was laughing on the inside. But at some point in my head, I'm like, wait, did I do it? Wait, am I going to get in trouble for this? Because I started getting mad. I'm like, they seem like they want to bust me for it. And I even went and started wiping the dye off my shoe. And I'm like, look, guys, I'm pretty sure the bank dye doesn't wipe off. They're like, stop doing that. They came in real quick, took some pictures of my shoes, took the shoes away from me, took pictures of my arm because I started going like, look, guys, this stuff actually comes right off. So, yeah. I was there. I was held for about 24 hours, and then they finally did let me go, and it's a great story. Yeah, I've been arrested for bank robbery. Charges were obviously dropped, and that was my first arrest because of this job. And it's a great story. I think that's it. Is that pretty much the bank robbery story? Yeah. So, any questions? Yeah, I've been arrested way more than once working. I don't know, 5, 6 times. I've talked about all of them before, except for the bank robbery. The bank robbery story is the only one I didn't tell. But yeah, I've been arrested for obstruction of justice, assault with a deadly weapon, assault on a police officer, trespassing on government property, impersonating a firefighter, all that crap. All charges dropped. If I did any of those, including the bank robbery, I'd still be in prison. So, yeah. I always say, man, if you don't get arrested, you're not trying hard enough. I also, at that time, did not have a family. No wife, no children, which means you take different risks and you do different things. Do I want to get arrested right now? Absolutely not. It's the last thing I want to do. Am I ready for it? Absolutely. My wife knows exactly what to do. All right, so I can go back and look at the comments. I'll go back maybe later, but if there's any questions, please repeat them because I'm not going back. So what's the story with your neighbor? That's funny. Nah, he was a dick. And then he did something with the school nearby, and he hired the private investigator to see what we knew, and crazy that it was a fake FBI agent. That's hilarious. Sent me an email. Well, thank you, Curtis. I should probably look at it then, right? Curtis, I can also get your text. I just can't reply to him. Let me get rid of that. Go. You come back up here. I heard that call come out, Curtis. I did. Wrong place, right time. Yeah, kinda. Diego, I should do a ride along. With who? Who should I ride along with? Or do you mean you guys ride along with me? Because if you think about it, you're riding along with me right now. But if you want to actually sit in my car next to me, police officers and firefighters ride for free. Otherwise, I do have a ride-along program, 300 half a night, 500 full night. You can split that with a friend. So the two of you can split that price. And whoever sits in the back seat is going to be uncomfortable. Half night is no less than 4 hours. Full night is no less than 6. And you're riding along with me right now, Diego, right? I mean, I'm not driving, so right now we're doing a sit along. I don't want to do that. Why are you being rude like that? Go away. Camaro hits box truck.
7524.
I did, Curtis, I did hear that crash. It's gonna be a drunk driver that hit a stalled vehicle, right? It's not gonna be a feedable story right now. 4:30 in the morning. It is on a skeleton crew, but unless you have it being caught on camera, not a fatal. The guy walked away. Yeah, so we're just gonna leave it as it is. Also, Curtis, your OC guy reached out to me, and another OC guy reached out to me. Are they one and the same? Does your OC friend know our Pablo? It sucks that this is the only way I can communicate with people sometimes, and it's just because I'm in work mode and I'm sitting here and we're here, where it's hard for me to sit down. And I used to take care of all my work and emails while I'm here, but now that I'm live, I'm not just gonna sit here and take care of emails to people so you don't know. Okay, gotcha. But like, this is how I communicate with Curtis now. This is how I communicate with my daughter sometimes, my dad lately. My sister's gonna be on here soon, but it seems like this is the best time to get me. But give Hector a call. The guy's name is Hector. I will give Hector a call. Tell Hector sorry. But I believe Hector reached out to me, and he also knows our dude Pablo. And Pablo had himself a great Friday night. thanks to Johnny Corona from Ventura. Oh, dude, I need a story. Mike Singleton, that right there, right place, right time. I was, if you look at the running the red light footage, you'll hear me typing. I'm on the computer looking down, doing computer work. I just happened to have my dash cam running, so I didn't see that guy run the red light. And then I actually left. I left that parking lot to go home, and then I heard the fire call out, and then I heard police talking about it, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to that. So I went to that. Later that night, I found out who it was. Then I went back, and I was like, dude, he went that way. And I kind of replayed the night in my hand. I was like, I was in that parking lot. My dash camera's running. So I went back, looked at my footage, and there it was, man. That part came very conspiracy, very questionable, but it is what it is, man. I'm telling you the facts. So I went back, looked at my footage, and lo and behold, man, I had that dude running that red light. So it was very normal, just a normal, regular story. And still, I was kind of a part of the conspiracy, whatever. But when the footage of me having him run the red light came out, all bets are off. I'm in the conspiracy. Yeah, the one they think that his car blew up before it crashed. All right, I'm telling you the facts, and there's security footage to blame to go with this. His car did not blow up before it crashed. He was going fast, hit a bump, hit a tree, car caught fire. It wasn't shot. It wasn't a missile that hit it. It wasn't a bomb that blew up. The only conspiracy I'm down with, or the only possible thing that it could be, was it was remote controlled. It was remotely controlled, gas pedal down. That's the only thing. That gas pedal gets floored, he loses control, hits the tree, crashes. The motor mounts are made for that kind of crash and that kind of car, for the motor and transmission to leave the car. And that's what happened. He hit a tree and blew up. Those are the facts. Alex Jones from InfoWars didn't like those facts when he called to have me on his show. And I explained to his producer that I'm not going to go with the conspiracy theory. I'm going to go with the facts. The facts are his car was speeding. The facts are he hit a bump, lost control, hit a tree. That's all caught on camera. From the pizza place, my camera. If the government was involved, the only thing they could have did was hit the gas pedal. That's it. Did they do it? I don't know. Am I putting myself in danger by talking about it? Absolutely not. Is that technology there? I don't know. It's a brand new German car. You tell me. It's a brand new Mercedes-Benz. You tell me, is technology there? Do your kids have remote control cars that you can pretty much control from your phone now? Yeah, they can control our cars if they wanted. Am I talking about the journalists? Yeah! I didn't hit a fire hydrant. Hit a little water thing. Yeah, they can probably control your car for real. I'm guessing they could. I mean, think about it, man. We live in the future. I don't think I did, Moreland. I don't think I covered that. Is it okay if you give Hector my number? Yeah, it's okay if you give Hector my number, but ask, I think Hector already reached out to me. Ask if it's the same Hector. If not, I got 2 Hectors in OC in the process. Merck's military satellite says it's not too hard to hack. Bam! There you go. And they don't need to hack it. If it's the military, there's no hack. They're in charge. What's really weird, I'll tell you guys a weird story, man. And I believe this to be true. I believe, and this is why I think maybe it's possible, and I've never really talked about this. So right after that incident, I went to Arkansas to go help my brother record exploding targets, which is really funny because I was in this conspiracy, then I leave to go record my brother. My brother is in the ammo business, and they had exploding targets, was a big deal back then, so I went to help him film exploding targets to make this little promo for him. So I fly there, I fly home, and on the way home, there's this dude sitting next to me in the middle. Businessman, Thai. Doesn't say a word to me until probably the last 15 minutes of our descent. Then he starts talking to me heavily about asking me who I am, what do I do, and then because what I did and it was fresh on my mind, of course that story started coming about. But I didn't go up to him and be like, hey man, what's your name, what do you do? Oh, guess who I am, guess what I just did. He actually started talking to me about stuff. And then when I left, when I got off the plane, I was like, was that an agent? Did an agent just sit next to me to see what I knew? Because he started asking questions that weren't like what you guys are asking. He started asking some questions that made me think like, so can the government hack a satellite? No, they just own the satellite. And same with the airlines. Can the government sit in any seat they want? I believe so. I believe that the CIA possibly maybe sat next to me because it was weird the way the guy didn't say a word, and then he's probably thinking I was going to spark up a conversation, and I didn't. And then at the end, he asked me, and then he was asking quick questions in a timely manner. So, was the government involved? I don't know. Was there a CIA agent sitting next to me on the ride home? I don't know. What incident am I talking about, Cindy? I'm talking about the journalist Michael Hastings when he was killed in a car accident. There's conspiracy following it and around it, and once you're involved in a conspiracy, you can never be not involved. Hello, Red 5. What up, Red Leader? What happened to my no-shave Movember? I went to a fire, and not good to have a beard when you're at a fire. It's good to have a mustache. I hope you breathe better. But having a rough-looking beard doesn't look very professional, and when you go to those things, you need to look professional. You need to not look like a hoodlum, and you need to be professional, and when I have a shaved face, I look a little more professional. How could they steer the car though? Rooster! They can't. I don't think they can steer the car. But he was going probably about 100 miles an hour when he hit a bump. And when he hit that little dip in the road, that's what lost him control. And if he didn't hit that bit, he would have stayed straight, and eventually the street ends and kind of turns a little bit, so he would have either hit a 7-Eleven or into that parking lot. But yeah.
3 or 4 minutes, and we can't get anything out of the RPs in the bus in.
What's up, Arkansas? Have I listened to any Black Flag music recently? Nope.
Most likely just for the weekend.
Suit and tie guy. Yeah, more like a didn't have a suit, but he definitely had a tie. And he was like a bigger man. He was tall and very it was very, very weird.
3473.
Like, Jack, you're funny. That is pretty funny. Did he say, hey, bro? Hey, who? Who said, hey, bro? I don't know what you're talking about. I saw it. I saw his, I saw the emails, Curtis. Did he say, hey, bro? No, he didn't say, hey, bro.
34 Squad 3, Justin, 34 is just right. 12191, 226 Street, Pybex Avenue. That's it again.
002.
I know, Dana. That was crazy. That was crazy. Episode 13. And that's the reason why I think that was the very first night where I did multiple feeds in one night, or the same night. And that's why I changed the numbers. Because that was like 13, 14, 15. And then I changed it. 13, 13.2, 13.3. And then 14. No. That was weird, though. That was really weird. Yeah, there was a ghost. It wasn't cool. Absolutely, Josh. Absolutely, man. That's my thought, too. I mean, if we're going to get into government stuff, it's funny because my thoughts on this is I don't care. I'm not doing anything. But because of our phones, our government now has our eyes and our fingerprints. They do. Don't think they don't. Facial recognition, all that stuff, thanks to the phones. Fingerprints, thanks to the phones. Government listens to our conversations? Absolutely. Do I care? No, I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't care. I don't care if you're gonna see a dick pic I sent to my wife. Big fucking deal. The government's not gonna share it somewhere, so who cares? So I don't care that they're listening. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But yeah, dude, they have our eyes. They have our fingers. Thanks to the phone and all of you.
The handle for the door looks like that's broken. It's not that opening.
Roger, so then they only need to come and board up for a metal door that was forced open? That's the only area?
Correct. It's one large metal door. Yeah, but basically that's it. And it doesn't look like ride marks or anything. It looks like it was.
Is there one incident I cannot forget?
They said everything's broken as a result of the door.
The titanium explosion. That was cool. And to be honest with you, most of them, because they're all documented on camera and put on places for people to see and for me to remember. Report of a fire? No joke. Oh, tree on fire. Josh Ackerman? What if they did? That would be really crazy, but that's not what happened.
Robertson.
The president says it happened because the forest isn't being managed properly. Smart guy that guy is. You're absolutely right, Mike. Most likely, yeah. I haven't taken one yet. I would love to take one. I haven't done it yet. I want to do the DNA and ancestry thing. I'd like to do it. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it live with you guys. That'd be fun, huh?
confirming only the lock that needs to be replaced, so no actual boarding needs to be done. All are clear as well.
Should be one of the locks. Basically, just to maintain the door staying closed.
All right, Josh, I saw that too. And then I asked if I asked Tom DeLong. Tom DeLong from, well, used to be from Blink One. Well, yeah, from Blink 182. He is now our space expert, and I asked him what his thoughts were, and he actually did post about it. That is crazy. That right there is gnarly. Do aliens exist? Absolutely. Are they here on Earth? I don't know, but we're pretty stupid to think that there's not another life form outside this little circle bubble we live in. I mean, all those, well, you can't see anything now, I'm in downtown LA, but all those lights out there are supposed to be suns. And if all those suns have planets, there's life out there. Is it here? I don't know. I really don't. And I can't talk about it. I don't have proof.
Engine 24, squad 37, medical rescue 37 district, 750 East
Really suffices, but we don't have the means to do
I think we are aliens. We absolutely are aliens to somebody else. You can Google spacecraft found or space, just Google space found. Maybe that'll do it. But they found this weird oblong looking thing that they said is not space made. Curtis, 10-7, copy. Thanks for coming out. All right, come on. Hopefully it says like the numbers 1 and 3, because that's the closest we're to those noises. Other than that, we're not near those noises. You will be in San Diego later today. All right. Curtis, go to the border wall and get the soldiers that are being sent there and lined up. Does look like a big space turd. It does.
And I know from the previous request I made for the other division, they asked for you guys to stand by because there's paperwork to be filled out until they arrive.
We'll stand by and thank you.
Kevin, Roger, thank you. Switch back to your base.
Jerry, I have the answer is no, and I have no idea what they were doing. What they were doing with Anthony. Is that a palm tree to the left? I don't know, I guess, maybe. I want to cover the story when the migrants come to the border. Go for it. Yeah, it's a palm tree to the left. Very observant. Al, that's not funny.
Engine 201, rescue 1, chest vein 345 east.
Although racial humor is the funniest of all humors. But that's not funny. True, but not funny.
Orange County Engine 64 with squad 50, unconscious 22 history. 6501 East Whittier Boulevard, Via Del Oro, Unit 207.
What's up, Belgian? You're passionate about LA emergency vehicles. That's awesome. Maybe I can find you one. If there's a call nearby, I'll go to it. Even if it's not a news story, I'll go to it so you can see an LA emergency vehicle. What's up, Seattle? How much for a charger like that? I don't know.
6 psychiatric emergency, 240 West 57th Street.
$1 million. You watched my overturned bus video from July. Thank you very much. Yes, it was an amazing video. I agree with you. It's not often I say that about my footage. That's because I always undersell my footage. I'm not the boy who cries wolf. If I called the stations every day and said all my footage was great every time, they wouldn't believe me when I say it. So I just call the stations, tell them what I have, and then on the days where I go, oh my God, you gotta see this, then they know to pay attention. And that was one of those days.
Engine 514, Squad 172, SIG ALS 172, District 819 inches, Industrial Avenue, Austin Avenue. Unit number 9.
Josh, I don't usually talk dollars, so I'm not going to answer that question. I will say it's the price of a regular charger, and then I put some things in it. The fastest you see me move is just about any video. The only thing I'm bummed about that, I mean, I'm not bummed. As a cameraman, I'm bummed about this. So I got on scene. I zoom in real quick. As soon as I zoom in, I see what's happening from a distance. I don't quite see what's going on. So then I walk up there, and as soon as I walk up there, you'll see me walk up and then walk right back. I wish when I walked up there, I would have held my shot for about 5-10 seconds. But I literally walked up there, oh my gosh, went back, put my camera down. It's funny, because I put basically a mid-sized car on the ground. I guess I don't talk about money, but I can talk about things. I put the price of a mid-sized car on the ground, hoping that nobody would mess with it. And I wasn't even thinking about it being kicked or touched or whatever. And then went right in there and started helping people off the ground, smelled the gas, got people out of there quick, and then asked a fellow stringer to hand me my camera. He handed me my camera, and then I took the camera in the bus. And that was amazing. There's also, if you guys want to, you want to check out Zach and myself helping out some people that were injured in a fire. I think it's called Wilmington Fire or Fatal Fire. Might be Fatal Fire, as in Wilmington. I don't remember. Maybe you guys will be able to tell me.
18 traffic accident, intersection.
It's about 3 years ago. I was filming a fire, and then at some point I came around this alley and I saw some lady crawling on the ground. She had jumped or fallen from the second-story window, and then I put my camera on the ground and help her out of the scene. And then Zach sees me helping. He puts his camera down, helps her out of the scene. After that incident was over, I walked up to Zach and said, hey, I'll hit you tomorrow, but good job today. And then we shook hands. And then we went on our separate ways, and then we started filming Shot in the Dark not too far after that, which was great. Scott, you should listen to some jazz fusion music. No, if I'm gonna listen to any type of relaxing music, it's gonna be
17650 Devonshire.
it'll be classical music. I'm a big fan of classical music. Whenever I hear classical music, it reminds me of my childhood and cartoons. Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes. What up, Juan? Scott, tell me your thoughts. This guy did some great video. Scott, tell me your Scott. I meant to tell you. You guys did. Oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. I'm a terrible reader. Am I CPR certified? No, I am not, Ken. I should be, but I'm not. But at the same time, man, I'm here to document. I can't get involved. Although saving someone's life is not. It is way more important than getting the shot. Trust me. But usually I don't. I've never been in a situation where I needed it. Let's put it that way. I've never been in a situation where I needed it. What's up, Melbourne? Aussie. Video, you got multiple cars driving those in terrible anxiety. Yep.
26T.
Absolutely, Ash 274.
14814 Rath Street, Evanwood Avenue.
Those are the hardest things to shoot because for safety reasons. You're dealing with cars on the freeway going real fast. And a lot of people get mad at me for doing things like that, or get mad at Austin, like we're supposed to take flares and throw them out into the road. I've been to an accident before where there were flares on the freeway, and I caught the girl crashing on camera, and in her interview she said, "There was fire on the freeway, I didn't know what to do, I saw fire on the freeway so I swerved." The fire was a flare. So if I was to take a flare and throw it on the freeway while a car was stalled and other cars were going by, and a car swerves because they see that thing going on, I'm responsible for that accident. So my best bet is to not be seen. That's how we get those live action crashes. Like I told you, I turned my feelings off. There's nothing I can do. I just do my job. I'm sorry, Juan. Filmed an accident. I'm sorry, man. I hate it when we know people in our stories, and as a matter of fact, there's a very tragic story that happened 2 nights ago where Victor's friend, Victor Park from Shot in the Dark and Loud Labs, where his friend was killed by a hit-and-run driver. Victor's a marathon runner, long-distance runner, and he trains and helps high school kids long-distance run. This kid was out training for a run, and he was killed by a hit-and-run driver. So if you go to Victor's Instagram, you'll see in his story who I'm talking about. And now every run that Victor does for the rest of his life will be in honor of that kid. I think the kid was, I don't even know if he was 20 yet. Sucks so bad. If you're watching this, Victor, sorry, man, so sorry. We're in the business of death, so we kind of know how to deal with it a little better, as in we just talk about it like it's normal. But it does suck when you hear things like that. No, it was a hit and run. Driver not caught. Driver not caught. Shut up. What are we looking at? We're at 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock on a Monday. Pretty much it's kind of like a weekend, even though some kids do have school, but most people are off today. I think I do, right? No, I don't. Son of a biscuit.
1425 March 2, you're deployed.
What's up, SEQ? I don't know what the peach box means. I think there's a joke there somewhere. Have you ever had your car broken into with all that gear? Nope. And that's because I'm not stupid, Ken. Or Al Ken. This isn't my personal car. I don't drive it places. I park it in my garage. The only time it's ever out in the public is if I'm at a story or getting it washed.
120, squad 119, unconscious, 420 is district.
What's up, South Africa? How are you?
24043, Shotgun Lane.
What's up, Island of Skye in Scotland? Appreciate that. No stories tonight. No stories tonight. It is the Batmobile. I call it the Stringermobile. It's the Stringermobile. But it's funny too, because I was even though a lot of people knew who I was, a lot of people didn't know who I was until the show. And so it's like I've always been Bruce Wayne, just been Batman at night. Don't nobody knows the two, they separate them. So the Batman reference is kind of funny. And then we started doing the show, and it's like I've been Batman for so long, nobody knew I was Bruce Wayne. And now with the show's out, everybody knows who I am now. Thank you for the compliments on the shots. Gabe was there the first night, I was there the second night, Kyle was there the third and fourth night. So that fire has been covered by 3 of us. Oh, and Brandon, but Brandon's doing stills. Stories about Riverside. I don't cover Riverside. I hung out in Riverside. I can tell you a story about Riverside. So I think it was 5th grade. My mom took me school shopping and bought a bunch of nice clothes, a bunch of Izod, La Tigra, and I went to my cousin's house, not Mike's brother. Mike was there, but unfortunately our Mike's brother Brian, my cousin Brian, has passed. So that was my best friend growing up, and I went to Brian's, my aunt's, and at that time Mike and I didn't get along. Mike was just an outsider. Mike always just tattletaled on what Brian and I did, so I hated Mike at the time for that. We didn't include him, and we didn't include him because it's freaking tattletale. So he would always just follow us and chase us, and I don't even know if Mike was there at that time. Yeah, of course he was there, right? Yeah, but he wasn't doing what we were doing. That's why he's not in the memory. So my mom said, don't take any of your new clothes to Aunt Terry's. And I said, okay, I won't take any of my new clothes to Aunt Terry's. I took my new clothes to Aunt Terry's. So they lived on top of a hill. Was it off Van Buren? I want to say Van Buren. Take the 91 to Van Buren, take Van Buren up. And at that time, there was empty spaces in that area. It was a very new housing tract. Behind him, he had hills that just went for days, and he was on top of a hill. So we got on our skateboards. I'm wearing my brand new Izod or La Tigra shirt, either one, but it's like turquoise, and I'm wearing some cool peach plaid checkered shorts, and we get on our skateboards and we go downhill. And as we're going downhill, I got the speed wobbles, and I jumped off my board, and I was running faster than my body can go, and I fell, flip, 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 like a cat, up on my feet. And then I look around, there's a big hole in my shirt, my shoulder's bleeding, and I start crying. Not because of the pain, but because I put a hole in my brand new shirt, and my mom's gonna kill me. I was told not to bring these clothes. So the bottom line is parents know best. She knew I was gonna do it. I did it. And that's my Riverside story. What's it say in my hands? It says News Life. Well, now it says News Lie. But when it says News Life. Boop, 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 boop.
For a message from 5825.
Yeah, the security guard thing, that's fun. I handled it wrong, but I handled it right. You're a stringer in Germany, right on.
903, respond to a sick person. 7345, Shoshone. Your time is 5:11.
Shot in the Dark on Netflix. Now it's LOUDLABS Live with Scott Lane on YouTube.
851-3 to assist. Inpatient tower 7.
I know where I'm at, Juan. Yeah, I'm sure you do know where I'm at, Juan. That means you know what's in front of me right there and why everybody keeps coming out of that driveway. That's why you know this area, huh, Juan? My mom watches you every day. Well, thank you, Natasha. Your story reminds me of my huge stack on my board. I can't wait for it to snow. I was going to go to Mammoth next week, but lack of snow, I am not. Gonna stay local. Kids have the week off next week. Short week this week, and then the following week they have the whole week off. So I'm gonna take the kids, go have some fun. Yeah, Juan. I won't give it up. But I figured that's why you knew this area. Oh, yes I do surf. Do. I still have 3 surfboards. Last time I went surfing was probably a year ago. I don't get out that often. You have to understand, and you probably know this, the best waves are in the morning. Well, I'm way too... The last thing I need to do is go in the ocean in the morning after work. There's just, I'm a little kind of beat up. I'm a little out there. You can't be out there, you know. So when I worked during the day, I did a lot of surfing. It was great because my hours of work, I could only work from like 10 to 3. So I'd surf at night, drink all night, wake up, surf in the morning, and then go to work. But who cares about sharks? But no, I don't surf that much anymore. When the sun's coming up, I'm golfing now. I'm golfing these days. I will definitely surf some more in my life, absolutely. I can't wait for my kids to get a little older, and I'll go surfing with them.
Engine 547, Chastain 5 District. 6722 Colorado Boulevard.
Yeah, the kids will love it. I'm gonna take them snowboarding before I take them surfing though. The last thing I want to do is put a kid in a wetsuit during the winter and throw him in the Pacific Ocean. No way. So I definitely put him, bundle them up in some gear, and we'll go snowboarding. Oh man, it smells like a fire in my car. It smells like a fire. Arkansas getting snow? Arkansas? My Kansas or your Kansas? No, it's our Kansas. Oh John, oh John, oh John. My thoughts are, it did not look staged. My only thing was, they were live pretty quick though. The news was live pretty quick, but you also have to understand it's a big story and they were out. And they were doing press conferences pretty quick. But I know people who know people who are involved, and there's nothing fake about it. And it's funny is when it came out, I was talking about how we were going to have this conversation where people are going to think it's a false flag, it's fake, and all that. It's not fake. I'll tell you what though, and this is where I have no feelings. So you have to understand I have no feelings right now. So when I say this, please bear with me. The shooter's parents, you got to feel sorry for them, but they're also real glad the fires took place. Shooter's parents are real glad the fire took place. But anyways, that was a crazy 24 hours for that community. Shootings and fire all within that quick. That was crazy. It was real crazy. Gotta go. No, Alice, it wasn't staged. That shooting took place. That shooting took place. And what sucks is,
Engine 168, squad 167, Spring 166, Battalion 10, traffic collision with entrapment, 166 is entering. Westbound 10, west of Santa Anita Avenue. See text for further with CHP en route.
well, I want to see the text for further. A lot of those kids, the sheriff gave them credit for being ready and prepared. Most of those kids self-transported to the hospital, and he said it's sickening that they even know how to do that. It's sickening that they knew a backup plan. It's sickening that they know what to do. It's a sad world, man. Like when I was growing up, we had earthquake drills. Now people have shooting drills. What advice would you give if I wanted to get in this type of work? Don't lie, don't embellish, always tell the truth, and don't put a bunch of money into it. Let what you have now make money for you. Hold on a second, guys. There's a call coming out that I'm not too far from because it's on the freeway, but there's no.
26 Tango. On scene of a lift assist rated to medical rescue.
Why isn't it there?
14 East Broad
That's Kellogg, right?
Evanwood Avenue.
Ah, there it is. That's it. Sedan blocking the slow lane. Sedan overturned on the right shoulder. One vehicle overturned, 2 vehicles involved. All right, that's far. So let's listen for a size up. What was this other one here? Beverly in Vermont? I'm close to that. Oh, that's a fire. Bed frame on fire. It's the overthrow of Los Angeles just beginning? No, it's not.
Battalion 10, reattempt en route.
And if you think that, you should think about other things. Maybe I'll go live when I go boarding. That'd be kind of fun. I wouldn't mind doing that. If you go to the LOUDLABS Facebook, you'll see, if you scroll, you'll find some live feeds I did from the wheelie trip. And I was on an electric skateboard, that goes goes from 0 to about tops out at 17 miles an hour. So I'm on an electric skateboard for a lot of that trip.
Eastbound 10 west of Temple. And also a westbound 10 at Temple.
You can't you don't get the grasp of what I'm doing because no one's filming me. I'm filming it. But every once in a while, I'll film down, and you'll see my skateboard. I'm going 15 miles an hour in the streets on the wheelie trip, and because the way the roads were blocked, I just had free range. But that's on cement. You know, if I'm going 15 miles an hour on cement, imagine how fast I'll go on the snow. Somebody once gave me a speed reader, and we're in Mountain High. He gave me the speed reader, and I did the I was going down the hill, and I took it out of my pocket, and I was 2 miles from the speed limit. I was going 53 miles an hour, or was it 63? Does the fish get bigger every time? So let's say 53. 53 is fast enough. I don't have to embellish and say 63, so we'll call it 53. The fastest I was ever clocked was 53 miles an hour. I like to ride. I know how to ride. You need to hire one more person to advance the LOUDLABS empire. One person won't advance it, but are you trying to say you want a job, Juan Carlo? Is there going to be regular Monday traffic with Veterans Day? Nope, there won't be.
Trucking Squad 33, 911 hang-up, 501 East Lancaster Boulevard, 5th Street East.
What up, Texas? Hi, Texas. Howdy.
At the Lancaster Police Station.
Howdy. I have some friends in Texas right now, and family. My dad lives in Texas, but Kurt and Victor are on the wheelie trip, along with Dan and Jeremy. He's about 80 miles outside of Houston right now. Powder. Nothing like powder, powder, powder. I went heliboarding, and believe it or not, there was too much powder on the second day. Too much powder. And yes, there is such a thing as too much powder. And it sucked. It was great, but it sucked. What time is it there? We are 5:21 a.m. Los Angeles time. At the tone, the time will be. Ever break your tailbone? No, Al, but here's a great tailbone story. I was really good at doing butt checks. I would, sometimes I land on my feet, and sometimes I do a butt check. And for those of you who don't know what a butt check means you land on your feet and your butt real quick, and you bounce off your butt onto your feet. So at the end of the season, my tailbone would hurt. And by the time it finally healed at the beginning of next season, just one butt check bring it all right back. And then my tailbone was always sore until I started wearing pads. I wear butt pads.
Locations, westbound 10 west of Santa Anita, westbound 10 east of Santa Anita.
They're like hockey pads kinda, where there's a big pad on my tailbone, pad on my thighs, and then I started getting into rails when, you know, just going fast got boring. So somewhere towards the end of the 90s, rails got real popular, and I took one rail slide where I came off, and then I just went from shins to knees, and that was really sore. So I started wearing motorcycle pads, knee pads, and shin guards. So I also wear wrist guards. So it takes me a minute to gear up, but I put on shin guards, knee guards, nobody trapped, and butt pads along with my wrist guards. So I'm flying down that mountain, but I'm also prepared for the fall. I don't wear a helmet, but recently I have, because a helmet holds a camera. When I went to Alaska, you had to wear a helmet to go heliboarding, and then I wore it the whole trip just because I had a camera on my head. So this past time I went snowboarding, I wore a helmet only because of on the head, and plus I feel like I'm going faster. It protects me a little bit, so I'm very well protected as I'm flying down that mountain. Yeah, not a lot of people wear all that crap. I do. I'm also old, and I also feel very comfortable with it. If I'm not wearing it off, no. So I have no problem like falling on a rail or a box because I'm protected. It can be painful, especially mountain high on ice at night. Mountain high is great. Are the employees of the how many people they charge 25 cents if you just shopping there? Are the employees of Amoeba Music helping people? I don't know. They charge 25 cent fee just for you shopping there. I don't know, man. I don't know much about music, except that it goes in my ears.
Respond with units on scene.
Or how music works.
For traffic lane with trap 1666.
There's nobody trapped. Stop lying. Stop lying. Nobody trapped. Maybe we'll get a good structure fire.
Disregard. Code 2. Sensitive 529, please.
Live stream 18, kind of, yes. I did some renumbering. We're up to like 20, but then because feeds die and I restart in the same night, I didn't want to call that a new feed. So yeah, I changed some numbers, but yeah, we're basically at 18. Like if I was to stop this and then restart in like 30 minutes or so, I would call it 18.2. So if you ever see a point something, that's because it's in the same night. Yes, we have ghosts.
Female 51 558 3166. Sir, do you want me to show you code 6? Roger. B6, are you clear?
The Amoeba you guys are talking about, for those that don't know, it's a record store in Los Angeles. It's eye candy for your ears. I've always liked collages. I like visual things. You walk into that place, it's so visual. There's colors, patterns everywhere. And then on top of that, there's music in every form you can get. Except digital. They don't sell digital music there. It's Cahuenga and Sunset, I believe. Ivar and Sunset. Cahuenga? Ivar?
Roger. Do you need DOT count?
I don't know, man.
Do you still need us to respond? 1306, 1306, cancel response instead 526. Roger.
Roger. Who's this Roger guy? Thank you, Al. Have a good one. Oh, $2 from Towmaster. Thank you. Thank you. $2. You see that, news gods? Somebody's paying $2 for a story. Make it happen. What's the worst accident you ever came across? The one I was in. Because I was involved and I'm a selfish person. The worst accident. Probably that bus crash, man. There's a lot of people involved. No one died though, so I've been to that triple fatal where the kid died. I don't know, man. They're all bad. It's hard to say that. It's hard to say the worst.
Respond for Camp 13. Outside investigation. 12650 Internal Canyon Road. Flat Ranch Road. C-Text for further.
C-Text for further. Alright, so I guess we'll drive around. Let's drive around. That should be better than sitting here, right? Hey, thanks, Don. Appreciate that. Take a ride through downtown LA. How about we do that? Take a ride through. How many scanners and radios are you using? I like how you asked that question. Scanners and radios. Because a lot of times I'll say, "Hey, check out my scanner," and someone goes, "That's a radio." And I'm like, "Hey, check out my radio. That's a scanner." I like how you said both. There's 9 in here, including my work radio. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things that allow me to listen to the city, and then 1 thing that lets me talk back and forth to my team. Have you got any good ones today? No, I haven't. I got out at 3. 3 o'clock our time, and no good stories. Just sitting on my butt talking to you guys, losing my voice, and starting to get tired. You let me start to bog down. So this is what LA looks like. That's a federal prison in front of us. Federal prison. See where those lights are? Those are walkways. See how the walkways are covered? Because you ain't getting out of that federal prison. Hi, Jessica.
I'll be that agent, 2 days ready.
Crazy in CBD? Are you asking me if I'm into CBD? If you're talking about CBD, the healing stuff, no. But I've been wanting to. I've been hearing about it. It's funny too, because my dad, my dad's a church-going man. He's in his, 70s? And my dad was telling my wife and I, he's like, did you know that you can take marijuana and rub it on your body and it'll make you feel good? And I go, yes and no, Dad. I believe there's something along those lines, but I don't think you take it and rub it on you. But it was pretty funny having that conversation with my dad. But if you're talking about CBD oil and pills and lotion, no, I haven't. But I want to. I've been hearing good things about it. I have a bum leg and a screwed up back. I'd like to mess around with it and see what it does. Oh, the prison. Sorry. I saw CBD and I thought that's what you're talking about because I just had this conversation with somebody recently. I don't know what the federal prison is called. CBD is great. All right, Jamie. So, what's the best? What's the best form here? Do you do the lotion? Do you do the pill? Do you do the oil? I have a double compound fracture to my leg. I still have pins and needles in there. Obviously, the arthritis is showing up. I want to put it on my leg and I want to use it for my back. What's the best bet? Odo Hernandez, am I still on? I am on. It's 5:31 where we are right now. Anyone from Fresno? No, but I had some family that lived in Coarse Gold. Taking you on a ride along to school with my granddaughter. Right on, Dana. Well, I'll try to keep it clean. What's your granddaughter's name? The vape is good, but the oil you put in your tongue works great. Now, I'm not vaping anything. Lydia. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Lydia. You have a great day at school today, and behave. Yeah, I do have some logos I can send you. That's not a problem. At one point, I'll go open my email and start responding to people. I apologize for whoever's emailed me and I haven't responded. Crazy the past few days, and any of my free time has not been used sending emails. You're definitely the best stringer. Oh, well, thank you. She said, hi, Scott. Right on. I guess we should show you the city, not me. Would I ever start a market in Maine? Absolutely, Griffin. I have 5 markets right now that I need to, we didn't just launch, but that I need to concentrate on and get those going where I'm comfortable with before I open up to other markets. I'm definitely going to open up to other markets. It's just a matter of, I don't want to, I got to finish what I started. So I want to make the 5 I have going now solid before I bump up to other markets. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in other markets. And when it comes to other markets, a lot of you guys don't have crime like we have. A lot of you guys don't have the incidents we have. But what you do have is weather. Weather is a huge deal, no matter what part of the country you're in. So you might not be chasing. You have to. What's big in your market? In my market, it's fires and pursuits and shootings. But in your market, it might be weather. It might be traffic. It might be the mayor screwing up. So you just got to follow what's popular in your area. And why are you hitting your red lights right there, buddy? I don't like you.
64, unconscious, 120 East Cedar Creek Road via Sierra Road.
Right on, Albert. Congratulations. From what I understand, though, you don't get to choose where you go. When it comes to CHP, they choose for you. I think you have options. You know, your number 1 option, your number 2, your number 3. But from what I understand, you join CHP and you're like, I want to work here. And they're like, well, maybe. Am I right? All right, First Source News. So if they're not selling news, that means if they're not buying news, that means there isn't a stringer market there. So what you do is sell it to them for $5. Create your own market. Give it to them for $5. After that way, you're not wasting your time. And to all you first timers out there, there are a lot of fire and police buffs. Just record the firefighters and police officers' vehicles. Put them on YouTube. You'll start to generate some money. It might be 5 cents. It might be $5, but it's gas money. And you got to remember, this is a job of passion. It's not a job where you're going to change your career and make a bunch of money. That might have happened for some of us, but that's not how it usually goes. You have to be passionate first, and then the money will follow. So you want to see your stuff on TV, give it away. You want to sell it for $5, sell it for $5. Then move to $25, and then maybe you'll go up to as far as 50 once they're used to getting your footage all the time. But you create your market. No, I am not on 7th. I'm on 9th.
Did you want us to respond to the CD?
Bonjour, France. And a lot of times what will happen, and this has already happened to Steve in Detroit, keep sending them footage. And at some point they're like, look, we can't buy it from you, but maybe we can hire you part-time. They gave him a camera, they gave him assignments, and the dude is working for ABC 10, ABC 7, I forget what it is, in Detroit, which is awesome. Chasing the dream, man, chasing the dream. Vehicle fire, way too far from me, come on. I want to give something, just found you. What markets are you in? What's up? What's up, Angie? You just found me. Are you aware of who I am? Are you aware of the show that I'm on Netflix? What markets am I in? I am in New York, Las Vegas, Detroit, Dallas, Cedar Rapids, and San Luis Obispo. With plans on going more, but like I said, I want to. New York is up and going; they're great. The other cities I need to spend some time on. I might even make my way to Las Vegas, do some live streaming out there. I might make my way to San Luis Obispo, do some live streaming out there. I will be in New York in a month or two. I'll be doing some live streaming from New York. Hello, Chicago. Right on, Angie. I'm glad you've seen it. I'm glad you found us. Hello, Sweden. Thank you for loving my show. I love it too. What a coincidence. Come to Detroit. I have some peeps in Detroit that will show me around for sure. But I'm not a fire photographer. I like shooting fires, but I'm not a fire photographer. That's what fire photographers do for vacations. They go to Detroit. What up, Minnesota? And good night, Red Leader 1. Red Leader 1 Out. Well, that's awesome that you have somebody who buys. Sweet. Right on, man. That's all it takes is one. If you can just get your gas paid, that's all. If you're out here wasting gas, then maybe you should rethink it. But if you can at least get your gas paid somehow, which means sell it to the local newspaper for 10 bucks, 25 bucks. Put your stuff on YouTube, generate money. Sell it to the station for 25 bucks. Do whatever it takes, man. Not everybody is as lucky as we are to live in the Los Angeles market and hear those tones 24/7.
1986, 184, equivalent 53, Battalion 64. Traffic collision with Frontman, 64 is history. Southbound 57 at Columbia Boulevard, DHPF route.
Yep, they absolutely do. They absolutely go to Detroit for vacation. And it's weird too, because I was told it's different. You'll see the fire on one side, then across the street you'll see like 30 photographers. And I was like, well, if the fire is on that side, why are they over there? It's like, because you don't get the same access you do as you do here. Here you can get right up to the fire, man. Matter of fact, I've melted cameras before. That's how close I've gotten. My microphone cover is fringed. I do have some GoPros that aren't being used. I'd like to sacrifice a GoPro in a fire. That'd be cool. The problem is I don't know if I can get the card back. It'd have to be remotely recorded, I'm guessing. No turn on red. All right, if that's what you say, then I won't turn on red. Have I gone to a call yet? Tonight? No, I haven't. I started at 3 a.m. and I'm just chasing my voice, it sounds like. But for anybody in downtown LA who wants to eat at a nice restaurant in 24 hours, this is the one right here to the left. The original pantry. Place has really good food. A lot of history there. Anytime the Dodgers are in the World Series or the playoffs and the media needs some place to do their live shot from at 5 in the morning, it's the pantry.
Information on 53 access, call from 1701 South Figueroa Street, information only is 0583.
Roger, we're covering that exit door.
That's why we're calling with information on 14-man left in the area of Lancashire and Cahuenga. Male white, 35 years, brown hair, no shirt, and short. Suspect it was last seen on foot, southbound towards the highway from the Universal Lodge. Information on 586, 1586.
Do I only work the night shift? It's most lucrative at night. If you're gonna work during the day, it's best to work weekend days. It's really hard to move about the city during the day, and you're competing with all the news vans and their helicopters. On the weekend, they don't have a lot of news vans or their helicopters. It's what you call a skeleton crew. So it's lucrative during the day on the weekends, but to make a living at it or to be consistent, you want to work at night. That's why it's called shot in the dark, not shot in the day. Yeah.
contact us.
Just west of Balboa, 6 Robert Sam Robert 956.
It's Latin west of Balboa on 6 Robert Sam Robert 956.
Have you ever ate Tito's tacos? Yeah. Have two. Now I got that stupid song in my head. Thanks.
Freeway southbound just north of North off. CHP with a 2-vehicle TC on the freeway in the carpool lane.
251 outside investigation. 39 Boulevard, building 6432, structure level 7.
Yep, that's the Bonaventure. Can anybody name the TV show that was filmed there? Well, that took place there in the 80s. It has an American Pie tie-in.
Rescue 844.
That is where I had my my wedding dinner at. There's a restaurant in there. Well, there's the lounge, which is a thing that turns 360. That's not where I had my dinner at. I had my dinner right below that, or is it above it? It's above it, huh? I think Prime's on top. Anyways, they have the best macaroni and cheese. Oh my gosh, they got really good macaroni and cheese. And yeah, their shrimp cocktail's good too, but dude, their mac and cheese is to die for. To die for. Yeah, it's right behind me actually. Back in the day, my mom and her friend took me there to ride the elevators. Nobody's named the show yet. There's some movies that were recorded there too, but there was a TV show that took place in there. But yeah, my mom's taking me there before to ride the elevators. And back in the day, you used to be able to go to Disneyland and watch their water thing. That was like, you used to go to like the hotel and just hang out at the hotel without going into Disneyland. There's like things you do just to keep yourselves busy, and now there it is. No, it wasn't Friends. Ooh, that's not good. Ugh, that's not good at all. No, it wasn't Friends. Wasn't Dynasty.
1099 VPR refused any contact for the comments. State security for entry to location.
Come on. And don't cheat and Google it.
Informationally missing adult missing is Jose Armando Rodriguez.
It's called It's a Living. Ding, 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 ding. There you go.
11/11/2018 at 1100 hours.
It's a Living. Yep, that show was to take place in there. Mr. Belvedere, no. Cheers, no. Yep, and Julian, absolutely.
12 West Scott Avenue, code 3, 594, ready 1617. 59, Roger, responding from Foothill Station. 59 to Rockford 3 from Foothill Station, 10712 West Scott.
Sun's coming up. And it's coming up right on the other side of those buildings, so if we stay here long enough, you guys might see it. And my eyes need to adjust, so I won't be out here too much longer. What are we looking at? 5? Maybe I'll stay with you guys till about 6:15. I'd like to get something. Did they blow up that building on Independence Day? I don't know. But I know that Arnold Schwarzenegger rode a horse through the building in True Lies. The city is so pretty at this time. Oh, well, Mandy, it's actually pretty all the time. But yeah, sunset and sunrise is definitely a good one. I love the city at night. The city at night is the best.
Anyone at P41, you can show me close to Union Station platform. And I get the rest of my information.
Engine 44, rescue 850, sick person, intersection of Avenue 43 in Figueroa.
Yeah, a lot of the movie Heat was filmed right in front of us inside that, inside those buildings. Well, in between the buildings. There's also a real good scene over by the convention center. The scene where they blow up the blow the doors off the money bus. Off the armored vehicle.
Still no pain.
Copy you right now. Copy me, wheels only.
Roger.
Yeah, that's a yawn. That is a yawn. Am I hungry? What do I want to do today? I gotta do some fast forwarding. That might be something I can do, but that's gonna happen after I wake up. Am I taking the kids in? Oh, I know what I'm doing today. I'm gonna go have some Italian fine dining right around lunchtime. That's what I'm doing. Late lunch. Some fine dining. Where they treat you like family. No, it's not fine, but I love.
They're going to be exiting the apartment complex next door.
They're Alfredo sauce.
What do you know, where?
80.
I'm like Mr. Incredible.
866, traffic, intersection of 65th.
I was Mr. Incredible for Halloween. My family and I were the Incredibles. It worked out great. We're a party of 5. And I own a little Jack Jack. Hey, I gave Jack Jack a haircut. I gave my kid his first haircut the other day. And yes, I have the hair in a bag and we'll keep it forever because I'm like that. But yeah, I gave my kid a haircut. He looks so much better. He doesn't look like such an a-hole, and he looks adorable. He looks older. It's weird.
Roger, we are at the elevator in the mode, stand by.
Anybody have any big plans today for Monday? Anything fun and exciting going on in your life? Anybody done with Christmas shopping yet? Anybody started Christmas shopping yet? You're having dinner soon. Well, right on. You're at work. Right on. You shouldn't be watching us at work. But I'm glad I can entertain you. Or at least keep you occupied. You're working today. Working for a living. Working for a living.
Roger, the window leads to the trash can. You call me to go from here.
Do I keep their baby teeth too? No, but my mom did, and that butter container is disgusting. The old round butter containers. Yeah, I have my baby teeth, but no, I'm not keeping my kids. But I have mine. Yeah, it's disgusting, but whatever, they're mine.
61, you put us down return. 61.
Right on, First Source News. Good luck, get some news, get a story. I like weather. I wish it was pouring rain here. The problem with rain, you guys are gonna have to stay in the car. So when it does start to rain, I'll take you with me. I love shooting rain. I love rain. I love weather. Free money is how I look at it. The problem is, you're not gonna go with me. You guys are gonna have to stay in the car when it rains. There's no way I'm gonna be able to take you with me because I don't use my big news camera. I use my backup camera and I use it covered. Well, if I'm doing some beauty shots, I can probably take you out because I usually do my beauty shots under an awning of some sort. So we'll see. If I were you, I wouldn't want me to stay in the car, so I'll probably take you out. What's up, Ohio? Racer X. Day off. Drinking Russian tea. Right on. You're gonna get some snow, Lona. I am jealous. Good morning from Ohio. It is disgusting, but what are you gonna do?
Engine 536, squad 158, overdose 95 to 1000 West Redondo Beach Boulevard, Vermont Avenue, PD on scene at the house right now. See text for further.
Something's going on at the casino.
71, squad 61, entry ALS 145, 560, Lexington Avenue. Elizondo.
SEQ News. It's not blue. It's a black jacket. I put the reflective stuff on there, and I put the blue patches or the blue back patch and the front patch. It's just a black brush jacket. Let me see what happens when I go to Google and I put in black brush jacket, and ooh, that's not good. Nope, that doesn't work. All right, so we're gonna call it fire brush jacket, and there it is. All right, so if you Google black fire brush jacket, anything come up? Yeah, used one comes up. But what you want to do is, there's a difference between a brush jacket and turnout gear. You don't want turnout gear. You're not fighting fires. Turnout gear is super heavy, and that's what protects the firefighters from going into burning buildings. What you want is a brush jacket. Brush jacket looks like a fireman's jacket, but light. They also have brush shirts. I have a brush shirt. That was under images. I only see one on here. Or two. All right, so let me go here. What about shopping? Yeah, just go to shopping. You'll see them. Some of them already come with reflective. And then what about eBay? What's up, eBay? Where you at? How you doing? What are people saying? Supposed to snow here? Awesome. Yep. Always pay for one snow. Yep. Rise and shine. Hello, James. Big TC on the 65 at Western. Like right now? I don't hear much about it. Maybe there was, but I don't think there is now. All right, what if we do this?
There are 2 calls, 145, one at 560 South Pasadena Avenue, entry ALS and 16 ALS and 2608 Double Tree.
Rescue 801, sick person, 141 South Avenue 18.
eBay doesn't have one for you. eBay's only going to be the regular brush jackets. You just have to find it, order it. The prices that you see there aren't the prices I paid. I didn't pay that much. I wouldn't pay that much for a brush jacket. I don't know exactly where I got mine or how much it was. I see your 65th and Western, but is that like now or later? Because I don't hear anything about it, and I haven't got a notification about it. So the 65th and Western, it might be an old one. And what do you consider a bad accident? What I consider a bad accident and what other people consider a bad accident are two different things. A lot of times people will say a vehicle hit my house, and we get there and there's just a vehicle in their front yard. But to the homeowner, they feel like there's a vehicle in my house. Wireland file jacket. There you go. Does it come up, is it black though? He's looking for the black one that I have. I guess we can put the word black in there and see what happens, right? Yeah, Wireland fire jacket does make it, but like I said, those prices are way out of control. You don't need to be paying those prices for a jacket. No way. No way. 3-car TC? Yeah, but see, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a big crash or that it's news. Anybody dead? Anybody trapped? Any cars rolled over? Any fire hydrants involved? Just because 3 cars hit each other on the road, it's not news. But thank you for the heads up. Thank you very much. Appreciate the info. And that is why I don't put my phone number on my business card. What are you thinking for the kids for Christmas? Well, considering they watch this, I don't know. I have no idea what Santa's bringing. Can't talk about it, sorry. I did have this conversation, though, today with the wife. Born and raised in Glendale, moved to Indiana. Wow. Thanks for taking me back there. You're very welcome. See that, MK? Somebody tried to get my gifts, get your gifts out of me. Watching from Texas. Abilene, I don't know, Cindy. But thank you. And the sun's coming up. Not good. Not good. If this was a non-holiday, I'd be sitting at home. But because it is a holiday, there's no traffic, and I can still grab a story. Hello, Florida. But if this was a non-holiday, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. No way. You love watching us. Well, thank you. What's up, Missouri? It's snowing like crazy there? That's awesome. That is awesome. Anybody from Mississippi? Mississippi. 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 Good day from South Africa. I rock. Well, thank you. Maybe local news to us first. I know they said they wanted my photos and video because they missed the good shots. Wanted it for free. Got mad when I said no and broke the story on social media. Right on, Anthony. It sucks, man. Yeah, they do want it for free. My suggestion to you is tell them $20 pays for your gas. You breaking the story on social media makes you feel better, but uh-oh, my dad just texted me. He sent me a YouTube link. Dad, are you watching? If you are, I can't get that message. Corporate says no. What a bummer. What a bummer. But then, like I said, you breaking it on social media, that's cool for you, but you got to remember, man, those guys are the big deal. So more people probably saw it on their B-roll than yours. And it sucks that that corporate says no. Give it to him. Sell it to him for $1. Sell it to him for $1. If you sell it to him for $1, at least you're in their system and you made hits. What's going on here? I need to update our website. I suck at posting. What does TC mean? Traffic collision.
Fire alarm. Updates on.
How are the wildfires affecting you guys? We're working. We're keeping busy. It's not affecting my family or anything, except they get worried when I went to it. I did go cover it Friday night, Saturday morning. My car still smells like a fire. What's some of your favorite settings when shooting at night? All right, here's a tip, everybody. When you shoot during the day, put your camera on auto. Let the camera do its job for you. And shoot at night, everything on manual. Keep that iris as wide as you can. And depending on what your gain is, you got to mess with your gain. When zooming in on a fire, sometimes you can throw it to auto, so it zooms it, or just turn your iris down so you can see those flames dancing. But when you shoot at night, everything's on manual. What holiday is today? Veterans Day here in America. Well, yesterday was Veterans Day, and today is the day that it's observed for people not going to school and work. Uh-oh. What's going on over there? Tree on fire. Not near us. Not under me. Yeah, some people, Cindy, my godson has school today. My kids don't, but my godson did, which is weird. I don't know if it has anything to do with him going to a Catholic school, but I don't see why the Catholics don't observe Veterans Day. So I don't know, some people take it off, some don't. I said 6:15, but I'll stick it out a little longer. I want to get something. That'd be cool to get something. Something. A fire hydrant, at least. There's a brush fire, but I'm not going to drive really, well, not the brush fire. There's a fire near LAX, but doesn't look like that's going to be the one we're doing.
Metro, we find out address 141 South Avenue 18. We've searched the area. We don't see a gray tent anywhere. Do you have anything further?
Burning, eastbound 90 transition to the San Diego.
Let's try to call back.
From Texas, now living in Ohio. Right on. Go Buckeyes.
Standing by for contact.
Crenshaw PCH also.
Crenshaw PCH also. What about Crenshaw PCH? What about Crenshaw PCH? PCH. Boom, boom, boom. Isn't this exciting, you guys? Aren't we just having a blast? My dad's watching. Hi, Dad. Hope all's well. It's not as exciting as it looks, huh, Christy? I'm just sitting in my car, talking. Hi. Alright, so what am I going to do when I get home? As long as I'm back up by noon 30, I'm good, right? Noon 30? No, 1's cool. 1 o'clock. Just trying to plan my morning here. Hi, Scott's dad. Oh, that was terrible. Drop my transmission. snowing and cold here. I want to be where you are. I want to strap in and ride down any mountain that's near you. You got any mountains near you? Any resorts, Christy? It's snowing everywhere but here, man. What does my dad do? My dad is retired. He is retired. I am the son of a truck driver. My dad, I don't know how many millions of miles he put under his belt with 0 incidences. My dad was the California Truck Driver of the Year, or California Truck Drivers Association Driver of the Year. I forgot what year it was. Yeah, he's retired. He lived in Coarse Gold for a while, had 8 acres he was taking care of, and then he got tired of taking that, moved to Texas, lives in Texas, and told me he'll never move again. So I'm gonna go out there and visit him over the summer. Gonna go fishing with my dad and let my dad drive me around a golf course. He's not golfing, but he's gonna drive me around a golf course.
Alpha, does anybody need to top off their fuel?
My guess is that's the new
3/4.
rock set, is my thought. All right, so what are we doing here? Hello, Jeremiah. Damn, 83 degrees and 9 a.m. Damn. Damn. Golf today? You know, I don't think so. If I do, it's gonna be like right now. But I don't think I'm gonna golf. I don't think that's in the plans. But you never know. It might actually, very well maybe. Because I'm awake, and well, you put it in my head and now I want to swing a club.
Affirm, thank you.
Roger, 396, 615, having capital. 896, copy.
48, copy, thank you.
Well, Angie, if you don't own a coat, yeah, it would probably be a good idea to buy a coat. Or just stay in your house and turn the heater on. That's all.
Vehicles. Information online is 632.
Suspect 11601 Wilshire Boulevard, please consider 0630932. And 95, roger. 817, respond, Orange Drive, north of Wilshire. The whole south front of the business.
I'm driving in downtown Los Angeles right now. We're about to, as soon as I get on the freeway here, you should be able to see the Staples Center and LA Live. What made you decide to get in this line of work? Nothing made me. It was opportunity. I was a cameraman. I'm into cameras. Right place, right time. And know my way about town. And knowing my way about town is why I'm so good at what I do. And, well, the hustle and my eye. But knowing your way around really helps. How hard is it to fall asleep when you get home? It all depends. It all depends on if I had a big story, I'm not going to bed anytime soon. If I go play golf, sometimes it's pretty easy to fall asleep. Melatonin, Tylenol PMs, I do take sleep aid. Not all the time though. Like yesterday, I tried to go to sleep around noon. hoping that I could wake up and go out early. Around 6 o'clock, I was like, dude, I'm not going to sleep. So I took some sleep aid and woke up around 2, left the house around 3 in the morning, and here we are. I think we're going to take a drive down the 110 to the harbor, go over the Vincent Thomas Bridge into Long Beach, and then say goodbye. If we get something between now and then, awesome. But if not, I'll say goodbye to you guys in downtown Long Beach in about 10 minutes. This is southbound 110 coming into South LA, about to pass USC. Have I ever been in a film? Have I ever been in an accident and filmed it afterwards? Like for the news? No. For insurance purposes? Absolutely. I'm driving, guys. It's not easy to read questions. Probably shouldn't read questions. So if you're gonna ask a question, make it short and I might be able to see it. USC right there to the right, coming up to the new soccer stadium and the Coliseum. Got a lot of family history at USC, and my cousin's daughter goes there now, and my niece go there now. And for any of the stringers that are in my market, or that are on the LOUDLABS teams, on the LOUDLABS team in other markets, that's who wrote your contract. The niece. The niece wrote your contract. And that contract helped her get a sweet job. Yeah. She's a smart cookie. That one. She's a smart cookie. Hello from South Los Angeles. Oh, that guy's... Oh, darn it. That guy's suspension wasn't too good. How much gas do I go through a day? A normal night, probably half a tank. Oh, my wife just texted me hi. Maybe she'll check the live stream. If she checks it, hi sweetie. I'm almost done.
Can I get the call, please?
I'm going to get some rest so we can go to Olive Garden later. I hate this inside camera. It does not, it just blows everything out. Let me know when you're at a crime scene live. Let us see. How? Laura, I don't have time to contact you when I'm at a scene. I got other things going on. I'm sorry. Maybe times for new shocks in the car. Not mine. Mine's fine. text just came through. I couldn't see it. Was it my wife saying hi? That she is watching? Hi, sweetie. I love you. It's time for a new mount. I'm gonna get us a new mount here after the holidays. Probably get a new phone and a new mount so I can live stream mo better. Yeah, I said mo better. I know that's not proper English, but we make up words here on this stream. Don't know if you guys figured that out yet. Yeah, the highways are a little bumpy, but I also don't have the greatest of mounts. Like if I hold the mount, it'll go a lot better. It's not a special mount, it's just a regular old suction cup mount. With some bungee cords, giving it some shock treatment.
Boulevard is a important for suspect. Motion is on now.
Go ahead.
There's a backup at that location. There are no worker units there? Do they have a backup motion related to that incident or any motion?
Created a better mount fund. No, I'm good, guys. I'm good on the funds. I got plenty of funds to buy what I need. It's just priorities and timing. So now that I'm a family man, my priorities aren't so much all about news or video like it used to be. So I don't want to do anything yet until a few things happen. We'll talk about that today, or talk about it later. Hey Scott, how is it today? It's boring. As I was in a stringer at a car scene, but please, I can't drive and read. Sorry, guys. J. Cole, like as in today, probably about another 10 minutes, if that. In general, I don't know. I like the way it's going, so it's a going. Is your car a ex-police car? Yes and no. I got real lucky with my car. You don't buy retired police cars usually under 100,000 miles on it. This thing came with 107 miles. 107 miles. Hold on. Where's it at, guys? Come on. It's a vehicle versus pedestrian that's not too far from us, I think.
Is that going to be a 2410676 Rico Cabrera, Sally Cincinnati City on Yukon? And I copy the license 7 Adam Zebra 777.
All right, so this is a police pursuit model. What happened is you can't buy police pursuit models, Crown Vics.
Engine Squad 16, traffic collision involving pedestrian, 9303 Hooper Avenue, 93rd Street.
Damn it, dude. 2 seconds too late. Ugh. Should have got off that exit. Now I have to wait all the way down here. You don't buy You don't buy the Ford Explorers. You don't buy the Dodge Chargers. You can't buy the police models brand new. You can't. You have to buy them used after they've been retired. This particular vehicle, I've had two. Both of them are actually great stories, and they weren't really police cars. The first one was I bought it from a dealership out in Michigan. That car was the car used. It's hard to explain. It's a pain in the butt. This particular model was bought by an agency, and then they changed their mind before they made it a police car. So this particular one was given back to the dealership and sold used, but it only had 107 on it, 107 miles. That's it.
The 484, continuing on 5700 Wilshire Boulevard. Boulevard, 2004, 17 is on the call, and 2 other units on the call.
We'll go out there and see if we're right on California right now.
All right, so we're headed to that vehicle versus pedestrian. I don't know if it's a hit and run, and we have about a 7 to 10 minute ETA depending on traffic. After that, we'll probably call it a night if it's nothing. So the crash is pretty much 93rd and Central. We're gonna exit the freeway at about 116th and Central. So do the math, that's how many blocks I have. Somebody asked how I'm allowed to film. I think the question is, how are you not? I pull out a camera, I hit record. How are you not allowed to film? Glenn, I'm going to take the other one. Thank you. that gap. Come on, man. All right. So the only way that this is going to be a story is if it is a hit and run fatality. If it's just a hit and run, it's not going to be a story at what, 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 in the morning on a Monday holiday. No, if it's a fatality, yes. Even if it's a hit and if it's just a vehicle versus pedestrian fatality and there isn't a hit and run, even that's possibly not a story.
7, go ahead. Mary Victor 220, returning 1029 Victor, 2006 Chevy Silver. I'm sorry, it's a black in color. Plate of 7 Williams 42370. It was reported yesterday's date out of LAPD Newton Division. I believe it's a pickup truck. The model is Sam Lincoln Victor Silverado. Temporary copy information only.
I see lights like 20 blocks away, but I see lights up there. What you can't see is, I don't think you can, but downtown LA is straight ahead of us. Downtown LA is very lit right now, and the mountains behind it. It's really cool looking, but can't really tell on here. And maybe on my next phone, I'll figure out, because I can zoom on here, it's just a pain in the butt, stupid. So maybe the other phone, the next live stream mount, or the new live stream and mount might have like a remote control and stuff. Come on, guys. All right, we're about 7 blocks away.
9100 fire alarm 2515 Pacific East Highway 24th place. I did 5129 squad 135 entry ALS 135 history 43517 7th Street East East Avenue K4. Engine 36 residential fire alarm 945 Surround Drive 232nd Street.
It appears they're not going to transport anybody.
Up in Manhattan, units attention. Manhattan Sergeant calling us from an hour, 1800 North Sepulveda, 1800 North Sepulveda, unit 40.
Oop, not that way. Nope, that is the right way. No, I don't think it's fatal. I just don't think there's anybody to transport. Yeah, doesn't look like anyone to transport. So it's mostly for you guys. Yeah, it's not gonna be anything. But I'll go show you guys. Yeah, it's not gonna be anything, but I'll show you guys. I don't know why it came out vehicle pedestrian, but bummer. For those of you guys who like fire apparatuses, here you go. Well, that was exciting. There was nothing going on, so it is what it is. At least we tried. You guys saw a fire truck. You're welcome for the engine shots. Absolutely welcome. All right. So give me a minute here. All right. Do I plan on live streaming later tonight? I do. Gonna go home, get some sleep. Gonna wake up, eat some food, and probably be back out. I should be back out, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8, who knows? It could be 2 in the morning. I don't know, man. But anyways, I will say goodbye now, and thanks everybody for watching and listening to me talk a lot. Later, losers.